We're live from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina, ready for round number 3 tonight of the new World of Thunder iRacing League Monday Night Cup Series. This evening, it is 300 miles, 200 laps around the Charlotte Motor Speedway, again on LSR TV, our new broadcast network home, your home for sim racing. And again, also for those that are checking us out on the World of Thunder via social media. I'm Wesley Outland, the voice of the Monday Night Cup Series and LSR TV. Joined alongside is Charles Wooten. Charles, getting ready for Charlotte. This is a unique mile-and-a-half racetrack. It offers always excitement from the banks and the corners all the way to the dog leg of that long straightaway. This should be a unique race here tonight for round 3 of the Monday Night Cup Series.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique track. Again, every time I come here, I do comment on the fact that I love the red, white, and blue walls much better than what I refer to as the puke yellow walls they used to be. But right. Yes, the walls are definitely looking much better. Unique track, a fun track, and one that's fairly close to you there as well, Wesley.
It is Charlotte Motor Speedway right in my back door, and I love that place, and it's an awesome facility, and we're getting ready to have a fun time here tonight as well here on LSR TV. Charlotte Motor Speedway, mile-and-a-half track, the banking, the corners, as you mentioned, at America's Home for Racing as well, as we're getting ready to qualify here in just a matter of moments. This is, again, round number 3 of the Monday Night Cup Series, and these drivers getting ready to hit the high banks here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, beginning with the number 14 machine, ready to get things kicked off. And that's going to be, oh my goodness, not picking him up on my time and scoring for some reason.
Tyler McGoldrick is who that is in the number 14 machine. He's actually being listed as the number 30 machine.
You're exactly right. Tyler McGoldrick is now being shown on my time and scoring as the 30 car, but he's actually driving the colors of what was the next to last season for Tony Stewart's racing career in the number 14 Home Office Depot Mobile 1 colors, the number 14. And it's actually number 30, Tyler McGoldrick, getting qualifying underway. The first of, it looks like close to 23, 24 cars signed in here tonight for this event.
Yeah, no, we got a few more. Last check, I saw about 32 is what I was counting. So we'll see if a few more do qualify. That may have been what have taken time during practice. We'll definitely have to see. And a name I'm very familiar with in that 00 machine, Jared Mogart. He's obviously a good dirt racer. We'll see how he fares here tonight, as he's currently 7th fastest as Travis Miller and the 95 up at the top of the charts. And while we're at it, we got their numbers, Wesley. Why don't we take a look at the car manufacturer there and see how they stack up? And right now it's a Ford on top with Lockridge up at the top with a 28.934.
Devin Lockridge will go to the top of the board now on the top there in qualifying. He's in that Ford. Looks like we've got about currently 5 Fords. A lot more Chevrolets in the field in the bunch, and possibly 4 Toyotas of the 23 or 21 cars so far that have taken time here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Lockridge, followed by the driver of Travis Miller, Jesse Pate, Dustin Sizemore, and Blake Mosley. Currently your top 5 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in qualifying. And now Cole Duggar has now moved his Toyota up to the number 2 position. And now that number 11 machine will be second fast. Everyone's still running down Devin Lockridge as we watch qualifying here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 300 miles, 200 laps, the same distance that you would see for a Xfinity race, if you will. And that will be the case here tonight. Normally we broadcast races that are like the truck races, Cody or Charles, where you go 200 miles, 134 laps. But for tonight's race, it will be 300 miles, 200 laps. And it should be an interesting, exciting race here at Charlotte.
Yeah, and we already have experience as to how long this race roughly going to take anyway, as, you know, we've got off of the 250 lap race, or 600 kilometers. That still throws me off saying kilometers, but we just did that race. So we have this race going on now, so we know roughly about what it's going to take, assuming we don't have cautions. Obviously, my first week taking over this, but if we just have a handful of cautions, which is what we've been informed, we would see a couple probably, and then they would get spread out and we wouldn't have too many cautions. It could be a fairly, I won't say short night, but not as long as it could have been.
Well, one thing for certain, it's not 600 kilometers, 250 laps like last Sunday night for sure. That was a long one. Oh, my goodness. But we're ready to go here at Charlotte. And I love Charlotte Motor Speedway. One of the tracks that I get to go to so many times, whether it's at C-Max Dragway or the dirt track, or, of course, at the big track here like we're seeing right now. It is just such a unique racetrack. It's a fun track. And it's really, really cool to have it a part of the iRacing server.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, I want to give a shout out to Ted. I think that's Emenizer is how you pronounce the name, as I was told. Anyway, Razor on there. For anyone that's obviously familiar with, performance computer stuff, which is what these guys are running on, since it is a sim. Razor, one of the top brands out there. And they have a really cool logo, and he's got it like rainbow styled on the hood of that car. I think it's like 3 little snakes. I'm not sure though, Wesley.
Awesome. Well, I think qualifying is slowly but surely beginning to come to a close here. It's a 10-minute session, if you will. And again, this is round number 3 of what is the new Monday Night Cup Series presented by the World of Thunder. And Cody, I know that like you broadcast like the World of Thunder, races on Wednesday night, and now finally inked a deal with Joe Panino and all the people at World of Thunder and getting this Monday Night Cup Series on LSR TV. What's your take of it being a dirt prominent base program and now doing pavement racing?
Yeah, I personally like it. I like to see a World of Thunder, of course, one of the biggest dirt leagues, league period, probably, on iRacing, if not the biggest dirt league out there, venturing off into new territory, especially into the asphalt, which is, primarily what we cover here at LSR TV. We do like to play in the dirt when we can.
That's right.
But it's good to see some asphalt racing as well, especially for a season 1 race. And they have 32 drivers that are checked in right now. 30 of them, of course, have taken time. We'll see if those other 2 do a start. But again, 32 drivers for just the 3rd race in season 1. That's impressive by iRacing standards.
For sure. 30-plus drivers, again, have taken time. Boyd Duggan at the top of the board in the number 96 machine fast qualifier as it stands for the moment. Boyd Hagen, again, in the number 96 car. Dylan Parker, and now it looks like qualifying is going to officially come to a close here. And we will get things set up for a quick warm-up session, kind of like what we did last week at Las Vegas, what we done last week. What we're going to do here, Coach Charles, is they're going to have the cars come on the racetrack. They're going to have like a quick warm-up session, and this is a quick opportunity to see if anybody has netcode issues. There's a reason behind this warm-up session. I know it's around 5 minutes. It might be less than that, Charles. But I think this is smart because if anybody has any type of internet or technical problems called netcode, we can figure that out here right now possibly. And if so, they have to fix it immediately or they are kicked from the race.
Yeah, I definitely like this. It's something different. To where it gives them that opportunity. So you don't see it I've never seen this in any other league. So definitely shout out to Joe for, coming up with this idea, or whoever did come up with this idea. This is, again, it's just awesome. You get to see them out there and, see if you got any problems. And hopefully we don't, except for the 14 spinning around on the track. But let's hope that's the only problems we see here tonight.
And again, for people that are tuning in, this warm-up session is just to see if any drivers have a netcode problem. And if they do have a netcode issue, we can quickly find it, remedy it, ask them to fix it. If they can't, then they got a problem. And if they have netcode issues continuously, they can possibly be booted from the broadcast and from the race server. So definitely, I love the idea, as you said, of them creating it, and I believe that this is something unique for sure. There's about 3 minutes remaining here in this session. Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight, 1.5-mile track. The NASCAR Cup Series race here all the time. The Xfinity Series does as well. We're going to follow the Xfinity model of 300 miles, 200 laps here tonight at Charlotte. LSR TV's coverage of the Monday Night Cup Series presented by World of Thunder. Don't forget, tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 Central. It is also the next round of the Northwest iRacing Cup Series. I'll be on pit road at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Justin Prince, Greg Rentz in the booth. Airtime again on LSR TV, 11 Eastern, 10 Central on your home for sim racing. So we've got double cup racing now on Mondays, Charles.
Yeah, and tonight's going to be a different night. You know, typically it'll be 2 oval races, but tonight we go 200 laps at Charlotte, and then we turn around and do measly 40 laps at Canadian
40
Tire.
laps. Yes, sir. 40 laps. But that's still going to be a long race, though. Don't let it fool you. I promise.
Yes, yeah. Don't let 40 laps fool you at Canadian Tire. I'm not sure on the exact distance. It's obviously, I believe, over 2.5 miles, if I'm not mistaken. It's a big track. You know, it's going to be interesting, you know, to see that. Well, we know Jeff Stabenow, you know, he's one of our favorite drivers out there. But standing starts, not necessarily his forte. We have seen him jump to start more often than not, and when he does, he gets that black flag and has to come in and serve a penalty. We'll see if that happens tonight, or if it happens to anybody else. That is one downside to standing starts, so we'll come up to that later, as you got just about 1 minute left here in warm up, and it looks like everybody has a good connection here, Wesley.
It does. It looks like everything is looking really good here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as we're getting set for this event. Again, the Monday Night Cup Series ready for round number 3. Brett Rolls picking up round number 1 at Daytona a couple of weeks ago, last weekend, in a great battle between Jared Mogart and also the driver Peter Gonitis. AJ Stravato. And when it was all said and done, AJ Stravato was able to get the victory over Mogart. Mogart, I thought he was going to be the guy to win, but unfortunately a late race caution changed the complexion of the race, and it gave the opportunity for AJ Stravato to come back and pick up the victory in that number 33 machine. As you see, the 00 now of Mogart. I wonder if we can pick up the 33 of AJ Stravato and show him, as we got about 10 seconds remaining here in this netcode warm-up. I think that's the word we're going to use from now on in our broadcast. There's Stravato right there, the 33 car, the winner last week at Las Vegas. And now we will get set to go feature racing. Will Stravato or Brett Rolls become now a 2-time winner on the series, or will we see now 3 for 3?
I'll definitely be waiting to see, as I absolutely love, Wesley, the way they start on the front stretch sideways like they do. And we got a lot of cars to go through here tonight, Wesley. So what do you think we jump right in to the starting grid here for tonight's 200 lap race?
Let's do it. Cattywampus on the front straightaway dog leg. 32 charter members of the Fraternal Order of Virtual Go Fast ready to giddy up and gallop around Charlotte Motor Speedway. From Canada, Boyd Hogan on the pole, fast qualifier. To his outside, Dylan Parker. That makes up row 1 and 31.
Row 2 going to be Devin Lockridge in the 10 and the 11 of Cole Duggar.
Winner last week at Vegas, AJ Stravato will be 5th in the 33. Travis Miller, the 95, he'll start 6th.
And then we got the 511, a 3-digit number here in the NASCAR scene. Gary Peck, followed by the 12 of Jesse Powers.
That's right. Now your top 9. Starting 9th, Ted Emmenizer in the number 8 machine, and Nathan Nicholson in the 889. He'll start 10th on row 5.
In row 11, going to be Jesse Pate in the 031, and Dustin, it's not my fault, Highmore in the 011 machine.
You and those jokes. Blake Mosley will fire off 13th and 58 in the Daytona winner. Brett Rolls from Tennessee, 17. He's 14th.
And Donnie Henry going to be in the 51 machine in 15th. And Sean Freeman in that 87 and 16th.
West Virginia's B.J. Duval in 32. Cody Gatsky, the 27. That's row 9.
And then we got Donnie Fair in the 00. And Chris Cox in the 515. Another one of them big old 3-digit numbers.
2 weeks on the season now. Peter Gonatis in the number 3. Jared Mogart, he came so close to winning Vegas last week in the 18 or the 00. He'll start 21st. And we'll see what he can do now, along with Sean Powers in the 22.
They'll definitely be going to see what they can do. You also have Brandon Bullock in the 21 machine, and Joseph, or we know him as Joe Panino, in that number 9 machine starting in 26.
And you see the rest of the lineup there of all the other drivers preparing to go. We're set for the green flag to come up here this time by. 200 laps, 300 miles. Ready for the start. Ladies and gentlemen, here they come to the firing box inside the Toyota restart zone. They'll pound the gas off of 4 to the stripe. Green is in the air. We're kicking the asphalt. Underway into turn number 1 at Charlotte. Lap number 1 here at Charlotte. 199 laps to go. Look at that awesome camera work as only LSR TV can provide. Hogan out in front here in the opening laps, and what a strong run it looks like he has. As do you right now just wait patiently and race, or do you right now give it all you got these opening 20 laps? What do you think, Charles?
Right now, I'm going to settle back. You know, if this was a typical 100-lap race or 80-lap race or something like one of these little baby races, I'm going to refer to them now, I would just go ahead and wait back. Don't press anything too much, as it looks like you see what happens there. I believe that was the 10 that tried to push it just a little bit, and now look how he's falling back as he's got the 11 behind him.
That's Devin Lockridge, along with him, Cole Duggar, as those drivers battle for position inside the top 10. That's for 9th and 10th as they come across the stripe here at the double dog leg. Here at Charlotte, Hogan leading the way. Boyd Hogan in that 96 machine. Dylan Parker in the number 2 spot. Stravato, the winner last week at Vegas, sits in 3rd. Peck is 4th. Miller 5th. There's your top 5, and a battle for 4th heating up with Peck and Miller as they go to turn 3.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see when they start to push it and how hard they push it. We've already seen a couple of people right here get into the outside wall coming into the double dogleg. So that's a tricky spot, you know, right there. As you see the 511 scrape the wall. Coming out of turn 4 and coming into turn 1 are tough, and somebody's already bringing out the yellow.
A caution coming out. I think it's possibly McKnight in the number 10 machine, maybe. We'll have to see here. Or was it the 511? No, well,
I'm not sure.
The 14 come to the pit lane. I'm not sure what happened here.
Yeah, we do see this. We'll go back to this one. This was Q before the actual yellow flag came out.
Okay.
We saw Brett Rolls went off track, so we'll take a look and see what happened to Brett here.
Hey, and what do you think of the opportunity if you can change your car number and your design, like the way they done it at Charlotte at Bristol a couple of weeks ago for the All-Star race? That's what Brett Rolls is doing. Look at that. Awesome. Look at that. Well, that's it, probably. That's why we're under caution. Brett Rolls turned down to the infield apron up below the blend line and hits the wall. And his Sunny D17 puts us under yellow flag. You know, number 1.
And we'll stay with him here for a minute as we go back to live real quick. And that's a prime example of how that number is. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it or not a fan of it, but I will say this. Facklenall and Sunny D on the same car, that just doesn't make sense to me. Just saying, no offense, Brett, but you know, Sunny D orange juice drink and Facklenall manly tools and kids drink. I'm sorry, who just clashed to me?
Sonny D and Fastenal in those cars are on the pit lane, including Cody Gatsky. Also, a couple other cars. Sean Freeman is in the 87. Pierre, Bullock, Rolls, all coming in.
So
on
basically,
pit road. At least the guys in the back behind the top 20 at least come in for service.
Yeah, 25th to about 29th come in. And of course, Tyler McGoldrick, Joshua Wagner, and Brandon Sauls, or however you pronounce that. He's not in the race, so it doesn't matter anyway. He's not in the race, but Boyd Hogan's still out front in that 96 machine. Oh, a good mix. We got two Canadian drivers right now in the top 5. You know, we've started seeing more and more people here, Wesley, from Canada and other places that are kind of mingling into the series, even they were already here. Because of all this COVID stuff that's going on, they're starting to, amp up how much they race on iRacing and actually getting into leagues now.
Oh, for sure, for sure. 7 of 200 complete here at Charlotte. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back for more in a moment. This is the Monday Night Cup Series, presented by World of Thunder on LSR TV.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Boyd Hogan leads the way back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm a poet and didn't even know it. Welcome back to the Monday Night Cup Series on LSR TV for the World of Thunder. Charles Wooten, Wesley Outland. We're ready to come back for the green flag here in just a moment. Half a lap away. 9 of 200 complete. Boyd Hogan leading. Dylan Parker second. Stravato, again the Vegas winner, sitting in third. Gary Peck, Ted Immenizer sitting in 5th position. Miller, Lockridge, Powers, Duggar, and Pate currently your top 10. Ready for green as the field will make their way. Charles Wooten back inside the the Toyota restart zone here off of turn number 4. The pace car driver, Peter, will get ready to dive back onto the pit lane, and we'll get ready to come back for green here in our first restart of the night at Charlotte.
There you go. And we got this special camera for you, the green flag sitting there. Hold it. There he goes, waving that green flag. We are back to racing on lap number 10 of 200. So a long ways to go, Wesley. Again, I'm still not going to press the issues. I don't think it's time. You got a long ways to go. You got to conserve with only one fast repair.
Got to definitely be smart about things. 190 laps to go this time around here. Still a lot of racing remaining as Parker is the man now to the lead of the 31 machine. To the outside, Hogan under attack on the bar. Well, Parker was trying to make something work top shelf. Will he get him at the line? Yes, he will. New leader. Second lead change of the race now in the opening lap. Lap 11. Give it now to Dylan Parker, but Hogan wants to battle back on the inside going out of 2.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, Wesley, if we're seeing these kind of battles here on lap 10 and 11, what are we going to see on lap 110, 111?
Or 190 for that matter.
Yeah, for 190. If we're seeing this now, it's going to get really, really good later on this race, assuming that these guys don't wreck. Because look behind them. These guys are still 2 wide, and I saw 3 wide for a split second back here for the top 10.
Another lap coming by here. As here comes the number 12 machine. That is Jesse Powers in the 7th spot. Watching him as he now makes his way around the speedway.
It's gonna get good later on in this race. They're still battling up front here. Again, there's so many battles going on. You go way back here, look at these battles. This is going on for right now. Nathan Michaelson, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, with Mogart back, mired way in the back right now in 13th place, and they're not done. We got some guys dropping and flying too. Yellow's out.
Flying through the air. One car going up and over.
Well, it is Dustin Sizemore, so the question is, was it Sizemore?
Don't blame it on Sizemore, remember?
Yeah. We definitely got to go see. We're going to see what happened here to Dustin Sizemore in that 011 machine. As one of my favorite drivers out on the track. Anytime he goes.
That's the question.
Yeah, we're about to find out right here.
Oh, whoa, got turned by the 3 of Peter Gonatis. And Sizemore goes flying through the air into the fence. I know it says he's in the number 1 machine. Timing and scoring has Sizemore. Man, what a tough break there.
I got to go look at
another angle. It says he's in the 011 entry.
Yeah, we're going to look at his rear bumper here because he looked like he was almost clear. I want to see just how close that was right here. Oh, and I don't think
that's not clear.
No, that is definitely not clear.
Yeah, I was about to say, what in the world? You call that clear? I call that chaos.
That is definitely chaos right there.
That car is destroyed. He shortened that car about 1.5 feet, maybe 2.
Yeah,
holy cow.
That car is crab walking there. It is sideways.
Look at the cattywampus driving down the track. You call it crab walking, I call it cattywampus. Look at that.
That car is destroyed. Like you said, he does have 1 fast repair, but we didn't see. He may have had to tow in. Unfortunate for him. But he is going to be way back in the field now if he's able to get back out. The back of the field coming in, and most notably here, your leader, or one of the leaders anyway, Hogan, actually came down.
Pit lane. The 96 coming off of the fast qualifier. They're coming in for a couple of stops. That's Boyd Hogan. And he will now drop all the way back inside the top 20. Stravato right behind him. Remember, there's that blend line here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. They have to stay below the blend line on the apron of the racetrack. And then once they pass the cone exiting turn 2 onto the back straightaway, then they are allowed to pick up momentum and go onto the top of the back stretch. So looks like Dylan Parker did not come to the pit lane in the number 31 machine, so he will be cycled around as your new leader. Travis Miller will be second, Devin Lockridge third, Mosley and Michaelson the top 5. More from Charlotte in a moment with the Monday Night Cup Series on LSR TV, your home of sim racing with the World of Thunder. back here in Charlotte, ready for the restart for the second time here in the Monday Night Cup Series in this 300-mile, 200-lap contest. Charles Wooten, Wesley Outlet here with you for LSR TV in the World of Thunder. Hey, don't forget the World of Thunder on dirt again at Kokomo Wednesday night, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central on LSR TV. I'll be in the booth calling the 87 Cup stock cars on dirt from Kokomo. That should be interesting. Kokomo's always exciting on dirt, Charles.
It definitely is. The 87 Cup cars, again, just an awesome car, and to see him on dirt, even better. We'll definitely be having a blast at Kokomo as well. And of course, everybody knows what I'll be doing tomorrow morning and all day tomorrow, but we won't mention that because it triggers Wesley's.
He'll be playing with his RC cars, getting ready for a chance to make money, RC car racing.
It is all about racing here on LSR TV. From RC cars to NASCAR.
Speaking of a restart in the Toyota restart zone, did you see Dylan Parker catch everybody asleep at the wheel on the front row? Parker has almost opened up a half a second interval on the back straightaway over Miller, Mosley, and Lockridge as they head to turn 3.
They have. You go back and there's second, third, and fourth. And while we have it, I know it's here somewhere. There it is. I just love it. The blimp view, and woo, there goes the 10-2.
Lockridge through the roval, through the grass. Will he save it?
Oh, he went through Bojangles and Tums, spins it. If he gets it on the track right about here.
On the apron, they're going to throw caution. They have to.
No, at this point, everybody has passed him, so the caution will not be thrown for it.
Oh, wow.
That is unfortunate for Devin Lockridge. He goes from about third or fourth to
all
28th.
the way down to 30th. Holy smokes. From the penthouse to the outhouse, so to speak.
And I'm not even, I believe the outhouse is the bathroom. I don't even know if he's in the outhouse. It's more just like a beat down shed back there.
Can we show this on replay? Let's watch what happened on your LSR TV replay. Watch the number 10. We need to go a little bit further, but there you see him slip sliding away, as they say in the words of Paul Simon.
And we'll go, here we go. Now we got it back on the replay.
Up top side, that's Mogart's car. Mogart and Lockridge was their contact.
There was.
Did get into him, and it just simply ran out of room, it looked like. He went from the roval to the, well, we got trouble front straightaway. 48's involved.
While we watch that one, we have another one that actually brings out a caution this time, and this is the cause of it right here, as Jesse Pate gets into the outside wall and then just brings it back on the track. Several drivers involved in that one.
And that happened on the back straightaway. We just saw an accident with the 48 car on the front stretch. A secondary yellow, if you will.
So, two different incidents happening on a track here. It's really starting to heat up, and again, Wesley, we're only on lap 21, but I don't think either one of these incidents were really aggressive stuff. They were just people, sliding back, maybe didn't realize someone was there. So I don't think the aggression is ramping up. I just think people are sliding around out there. I know we do have BJ Duvall where we can talk to him. It's under caution. Maybe we can take a word with him here and see if how these cars are handling. They are open setups.
Let's join our in-race reporter, BJ Duvall, on LSR TV. Will, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
You're currently sitting in the top 10 in 9th position. How crazy has this race been early, 20 laps here at Charlotte? A lot of yellow flags, you think?
It's been pretty frightening, honestly. Started back in 17th, had a pretty good run. I'm still out here in old tires. About half the field's on new tires, working our way through the back. Just waiting on them to come flying by me like I'm sitting still.
A definitely unique start of this race for sure. You're one of the people that are behind the World of Thunder. Can you let us know the reasons of why into now doing a World of Thunder pavement series and how it's been the last 3 weeks?
I'm sorry, you have to repeat that again. I got a lot of conversation going on right now.
I said you're one of the people that are behind the World of Thunder organization. Where did the idea come of doing a pavement series, and what is your thoughts of it after 3 weeks?
Well, Joe Panino came to us with the offer to help us get this set up and start running it and everything. And as you just mentioned, World of Thunder is a primary dirt league. We've been doing dirt for 3 years now, and then he came with the idea of, hey, would you guys want to branch off to asphalt? I'd like to have an asphalt series, and looking for some help, and I'd like to help you guys grow. And just after some negotiations back and forth, it seemed pretty beneficial to both of us, so we jumped on board with it.
Well, definitely you've got a good run going for you right now, as again Will Duvall currently, BJ Duvall on the racetrack in the 32, currently sitting in the 9th position. We'll check in with you another time. Thanks for being on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So there's that 32 machine right behind the fast qualifier of the race, if you will, of Boyd Hogan. There's the leader, Dylan Parker. 23 of 200 laps here at Charlotte. And for the most part, it was nice, looked good, and then ever since then, cautions breed cautions here, Charles, and we've seen that in the early going.
Yeah, cautions do tend to breed cautions. You know, hopefully they don't breed too many. You know, Wesley, I try to keep it as serious as I can, but when I think of cautions breed cautions, I think of that movie, and this is going to probably date me a little bit, and this is really even almost before my time, but it was that movie Gizmo or Gremlins or whatever the name of it was, where if you put them in water, they multiplied, or if you fed them after midnight, they multiplied. That is how I feel. Anything after one caution, it multiplied.
Yeah.
So, That seems to be what happens. We've splashed a little water on it, and then it just goes rampant with the cautions. But
you are talking about Gremlins, and yes. Gizmo is my friend.
Yes, he was the only good one in the movie. So
Dylan Parker, the man out in front, 24 of 200 laps. There you see that number 31 machine out there right now. By the way, we were talking earlier with BJ Duvall in the 9th position. He mentioned the name Joseph Panino, and let's show him right now. He's in 16th position in car number 9. We'll show his car real fast. As this whole program would not have been put together if it wasn't for Joe Panino. And to be honest with you, Joe Panino for the first couple of weeks joined me as a colleague in the booth that also produced the broadcast. But we finally made the decision to put it on LSR TV, live sim racing television, your home of sim racing. You see he's promoting the network right there on the left side of the driver door. And from there on, I think it's going to be a really good relationship there, Charles. I know there's some changes being done with LSR, not only with LSR TV, but also with the World of Thunder. And, you know, I'm glad that this relationship was able to take place. And he's out there on the track now tonight, because I was expecting to work with him in the booth on color.
Yeah, he is definitely, his first true love is racing. That's what he wanted to do. So, of course, that's where he is tonight. And you can't see the logos, but there are some more stuff in there, of course. You know, we try to typically keep everything in-house, but, you know, big shout out to all the sponsors in that car. You got UDTV over there with Brett Wheeler, Stephen McMillan, one of the World of Thunder owners. On Sunday night, you obviously helped cover that as well.
Yeah, that's my buddy. Yes, sir.
And later on tonight, maybe next caution we have, you do see Loud Pedal Productions on there. We'll be playing a little commercial for them here in a little bit. But a lot of people on the car that make this all possible and do what we do. You know, we get to sit back and just talk about the race. These guys have to, you know, deal with the drivers and possibly some attitudes and all that. So we really have the easy job. It's a long job, but it's an easy job. Exciting. Somewhat easy.
Sometimes, for sure.
Unless there's 24 cautions. But
let's not go back to Bristol a couple of weeks ago. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, I will give them that. It was Bristol. You know, Bristol, you expect to have some cautions. It's short track racing at its finest. But the lights are off, and we're just kind of pacing around here till we get that green plug again. And the 95 here, at least that's what he scored as Travis Miller. I'm not even sure what brand that is on the side of his car. But whatever it is powering him to second place right now. Question is, will the 31 get the jump he got last time?
Ready for the restart. It looks like the Red Wing Shoes logo, if you will. That's what it looks like to me. Red Wing Shoes, if you remember that. But nonetheless, here they come. Back in the box, ready for green, the restart, and just like the same old dance, Dylan Parker gets everyone asleep at the wheel. Here comes Mosley, though. The Georgia native powers to the inside, moving around. He'll carry Mogart with him. Up the racetrack goes Miller. And those drivers battle for second, third, and fourth as they roar to turn number 3.
It's a good battle here right now for second, third, and fourth. And really, Wesley, you go throughout this field, there's good battles all over. We saw the 48 there as being scored as the 15 of John Ruby. He was involved in an incident, and there he is in another one as he door slams the 11 right out of the way.
Wow, that could have been nasty as Cole Duggar went up the racetrack. Loaded that 3 wide. Stravato in the middle. Down to the bottom is Freeman. Freeman smacks the wall, comes back up on the apron from the blend line, and he is okay, but he is dropping back numerous positions. What a tough break for Sean Freeman. 87, slammed on a 3 wide move. Thought he was coming to pit lane. He will stay on the racetrack if everybody will give him some room to get by. He will now cycle back around to 27th. Are you kidding me, Charles Wooten? Wow.
Yeah, he's got some discount tires. Hopefully after that he's going to get some discount on sheet metal on the front of that car as well, as it is crinkled up and dented pretty good. Look at this battle going on right now for second, third, and fourth. These guys are, they look like a hungry pack of wolves chasing down that little puppy dog or chicken or whatever it is in front. And they are on the hunt right now to get to that leader of Parker.
By the way, that logo on the front of the 95 car looks like the Bank of America logo, if you will, the emblem for Bank of America. As they come back down the straightaway into turn number 3. As here's your leader, Mogart now, powering to second. I know it says he's in an 18, but he's actually in the 00. Third is Hogan, the pole car. Back to third up the outside lane. Here comes Blake Mosley on the bottom. And there's your leader, Parker, Mogart. There's Mosley we were watching just a moment ago. Now he's losing ground on Hogan for third as they are now roaring into turn number 3.
Yeah, they are, and the battle for the lead is on between Parker, Hogan, and Mogart. These guys are 1, 2, and 3 right now. The question is, who's going to get it again? I said, Wesley, I would be holding back as we're only on lap 31 of 200. I think they forgot to get the memo because they are going all out right now, especially up at the front. You know, we haven't seen the cautions up front, but they have definitely been aggressive towards the front of this field.
These 3 cars battling off of turn number 4. Here comes Boyd Hogan up the racetrack. He's got down to the inside Parker. Parker to the inside. Hogan back top shelf. This is for the lead. Door to door here at Charlotte. Back to turn 1. Hogan trying to make something work top side. Below the line goes Parker. He'll lose momentum. Go to the driver door, the outside. Hogan to the lead as they go to 3.
And just to give you a perspective of what it's like when we go to the roof cam of Parker, again, they've cleared out now, but, you know, it's a virtual sim. You are simulating right now that these guys are doing 184 miles an hour going into these corners. And, you know, while it is a simulation, it is still tough to do, especially when you're 2 wide, inches away from somebody. Wesley, you've got to see the real deal, as I've seen a couple myself. But I like my job better here than I would want to be right there. That seems to be a very stressful job, the inches away, doing almost 200 miles an hour.
And Dylan Parker advertising somebody in the Carolinas, the Asheville Rooftops Tour. That is a real place in Asheville, North Carolina. As there you see the number 31, nice looking car for Dylan Parker as he is down the back straightaway. Hogan, Parker, Mogart, Mosley, Stravato. There's that battle going on for the 4th position. Stravato, winner last week at Vegas, inside of Mosley. He'll move to that spot. Put him 4th as they come back to the dog leg here at Charlotte. 35 now of 200.
Yeah, and Mosley had fallen back a few spots. He gained those back, and now he's falling back again. You know, it's like he's on a roller coaster ride right now. He goes up, falls back, goes up and falls back. So it's a very interesting run for him as he's trying to hang on, but he's got that 889 of Michaelson behind him. And we got one car off track, and the caution will bow.
Oh, no, I think that's the 428. It's Adrian Swan, I believe it is, or Adrian Swan.
Yes, it looks like he is, Swan is involved in this, and no, it didn't get started with him, or it did get started with him. Let's go back and take a look. This is what started all this, and a blinking issue.
That's Netco.
Unfortunate issue there, and we'll see. He was actually pulling it off the track, it looks like.
I think he realized he had a netcode problem, and then he spun the car down at the bottom, and then he shot back up the racetrack, and it looks like he got hit again.
Yeah, and we'll go back. So I think we had 3 incidents actually happening, because that is the 48 that is involved in that one as well.
That's his second time in a caution tonight.
We'll go back and see if we can find out exactly who that was. Is the 48 is not actually showing up as the 48 on the scoring tower, so that is what causing it a problem. We'll go back and see if we can find that, but meanwhile, caution or pit stops.
That's one of my biggest things, Charles. I wish that somehow, some way, they could figure out how to have the car numbers match what's on time and in scoring. And I don't know if that's something that has to be done manually before the races, or you know, they change their numbers and then at the last second that we get what we get. I don't know, but that's the only thing that irks me doing esports broadcasts, because sometimes the numbers do not match what's on time and in scoring.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. It does happen from time to time. And it's one of those things, possibly the new league, they do have the ability where they can manually put the driver's numbers in. So we'll talk to the league, see what we can do. They may be able to throw that in there. But for the most part, most of them typically get their numbers in on the car. And, you know, there are a lot of leagues, in particular, the one we're going to be coming up here in a little bit, Northwest Racing. If you are caught with a number on your car, with a custom number that does not match the number that you requested and were assigned in the league, per their manual of their league rules, you will be, I believe it's either penalized or disqualified from that race.
Oh, wow.
So there are rules that some of these leagues do to enforce that. Obviously, I'm not sure what the ruling would be here, but yes, there are indeed actual, you know, league rules, depending on the league, to enforce that car number.
Well, we are under caution flag here again. Let's take a step away. Big shout out to some folks checking us out. Brett Rose says, I just like Sunny D. Hey, I didn't make the paint. I just like Sunny D. And that's Brett Rose in 17. And Byron Hammond says, well, Sizemore's fault. You have some work to do. Now shake it off, roll up them sleeves, and run the wheels off. Either get back in this thing or send it to the scrapyardy thingy.
There you go.
I love hearing from our guests. More coverage from Charlotte in a moment. This is the Monday Night Cup Series on LSR TV, your home of sim racing. back here in Charlotte. Pace car getting ready to duck on to pit lane here, ready for the third attempt of a restart. After our third caution of the race, Gary Peck ready to come back to green.
And they're going to be an interesting one here. As you know, yeah, you know, you always have those names that you just love to pronounce, Wesley. Well, that one for me is that number 8 of Ted Emenizer. I don't know why, but I think of the Intimidator or Terminator every time I'm going to say his name now. Ted Emenizer in the 8 machine, and the caution's out. We didn't complete a lap.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Yes.
Here he comes. Oh, we got a replay here. Holy cow. Let's see what this is about.
Caution
95
is
and
out.
42 making contact. Caution coming out. Well, problems there for Travis Miller. Got into the 42.
Larson strikes again. I'm just watch it one more time. This why is his dink right there. He tapped, and then the air gets off the back of that car. And Wesley, you know as much as I do, these cars depend on air a lot.
So sensitive.
Yes, they're very sensitive. As much money as these cars cost in real life, you think they wouldn't be so air sensitive, but they are. In the slightest little disruption of that air and the back of that car, and you can go around. You know, these things are precise down to the millimeter. You know, that's why they get. You see it in real life. You see it not so much in sim racing, but people getting disqualified for stuff being, you know, half an inch off, because that half an inch can mean the difference of losing the back end of your car and someone bumps you and not losing it.
Dalton McKinney in 42, the one that got into the driver of the 95 of Travis Miller. And just as fast as we came back from a restart, we go back under yellow. I got a couple of cars in the pit lane, including McKinney in the 42. He might have some damage from that caution, as well as Travis Miller and Cody Gatsky on the pit lane. All of those drivers coming in for service. Everyone else into their pit stall.
And as of right now, Wesley, we're still ahead. We got the time up on the screen as well. We're 40 minutes in, 43 laps is what we're working right now. So at the moment, we're still ahead of the clock. And, you know, that's a sign that we're doing okay still. When that clock gets quite a bit higher than the laps completed, that's when you start to worry, are these guys going to be able to finish this? Because, you know, just like anything else, any other sport, there is a time limit on this race. It's 2.5 hours. We're nowhere near that right now, but we are working minute 40, so we are getting close to 1 hour. So, you know, right now I'm not too worried about it, but, you know, we have to talk about it a little bit here, Wesley. If we start getting into that 2-hour mark and we're still on lap 100 or so, or 110, do you start worrying, you know, maybe I should do a different pit strategy because this race may end on time instead of laps?
And I would hate for that to happen, because I don't think we've worked any races because races have been called due to time. And I do like that strategy, don't get me wrong, because that kind of keeps control over, you know, what the race event would be. And if I remember correctly, talking with Joe Panino, if we did go over time limit, it would just be a green-white checker shootout to decide the winner.
Right, and so the way it does work, if we're under caution, it would be green-white. And if we run out of time and they are working a lap, say we're working lap 115 and time runs out, the next time by the leader would get the white flag, and then we would get the checker the next time. It actually allows them, I believe, to complete a white flag lap. We'll see. It may just give them the checkered. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe they'll get the white and then the checkered flag. But regardless, we're hoping that doesn't happen. But we are approaching the 1 hour mark as we're working lap 44 under caution. It's still Hogan out front. Mogart, though, working his way up to the front. He is 21 spots to the good in third place right now.
Let's give you a rundown of the top 10 at the moment as they are again under caution here. Boyd Hogan leads in the 96 machine. He was the quick qualifier sitting on pole earlier. It looks like he might be making a commitment to come down to the pits. Nope, he just psychs everybody. Gary Peck behind him in the second position. Third is Jared Mogart in the 00. Dan Immunizer is in the number 8 car. That's who we were referring to before the caution came out. Jesse Powers is 5th in the number 12 Mellow Yellow cars. I think of the movie Days of Thunder when I see that car. Dylan Parker, who led earlier in this race, currently in 6th in the 31, along with AJ Stravato, the Vegas winner, in 33. Dylan Parker, okay, we just mentioned him. Yes, he's 6th. Stravato was in 7th. Devin Lockridge, who had that crazy spin in the grass, and talk about not giving up, shaking off the cobwebs, getting back on the high horse, dusting off your knees and continuing. He done that in the number 10 car. And Lockridge is back in the 8th position. Peter Gonatis is now in the 9th spot in his number 3 machine, Hooters Napa car. He just came to pit road a moment ago. And Cole Duggar is currently in 10th in car number 11. So right now there is a look at your top 10 as the lights are off on the pace car. And Charles Wooten, we should get ready for a restart here. And we'll see now what Boyd Duggan can do. I mean, Boyd Hogan has got a strong car here in car number 96. We have seen it. As here they come, making their way through turn number 4, down the straightaway. Coming back to the Toyota restart zone, the pace car will stay out, actually. Okay, they have decided to wave off the restart, so I think they're going to try to get one to go this time by.
And we shall see if they are going to get it or not. Yes, lights are off, so we'll go racing. And
well,
next
he had the lights off on the pace car. I thought we were coming back around the green now, but last time around, but maybe they're, they wanted to make sure they had a scoring area. And we've seen that several times before, Charles, where you think you're coming to green, you think the field is set, then all of a sudden the lights will flash back up on the pace car and they got to get a scoring issue or something fixed in scoring. And that's the control that the World of Thunder officials have, that if they don't like something, they can override the iRacing event, so to speak, and manually throw out a caution to get things fixed.
Yeah, it definitely is a good feature to have. All you gotta do, you just type in yellow, and voila, it delays the yellow one more lap. It's again a great feature. It'd be no different than at your local racetrack. Somebody up in the tower yelling, we're not going green.
We're not going green in the receiver. You're exactly right.
For whatever the reason may be, they didn't like it. We called it off. We're going to try it this time, though, as it's going to be the 96 of Boyd Hogan out front. Again, we'll see. It seems like whoever's been out front, Wesley, gets a tremendous jump on the restart. Will that happen again this time to start lap 47?
All right, we'll see what happens here. They're back inside the Toyota restart zone, ready for restart. Number 5, Hogan on the jump, pulls away from the field. Hogan, Peck, Immunizer, Mogart, Parker, single file for the leader by 2, by 3, then it's 2 by 2 on back as they exit turn 2.
Yeah, definitely a good start for Hogan, but not the best start we've seen by anyone, but he does manage to pull away to about a 0.2 second lead already, about 0.27 now. So we'll see. Look at that, like you're talking 1-1, and then they go 2 wide, 2-3 deep here, going from about 3rd, 4th, all the way down to 6th, 7th place. These guys are not done by any means. They're just getting started, and we're only on lap 48.
At least about to put at least 1/4 of the distance through here. As Hogan, the man out in front, here comes Stravato. Stravato with another caution. Are you kidding me? Yellow flag as we were showing Stravato and Immunizer. We'll have to find out why we are under yellow. And I think it's Joseph Panino in the number 9 machine that has put us under caution. Let's find out.
And I see
couple of cars loose in front of him. Freeman goes to the bottom. He gets a putt in the pants and goes into the fence and hits Freeman. Panino into the wall.
So a lot going on here. I'll see if there's something happened in front of them. We're gonna have to try to find. Let's go to this view right here, and you see all the smoke, and looks like the number 12, I do believe, that mellow yellow machine.
That's the number 12 of Jesse Powers.
So we'll go take a look here. We're gonna go to.
So are we thinking there was possibly net code, Charles, and then that caused everybody to bottleneck and bunch up behind him, and that caused the wreck?
I'm thinking so. We're gonna see right here. We did see a lot of smoke. I'm not sure. It looked like it was coming from the 12.
I don't think it's coming from the 12.
Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder that
Unless
myself.
unless you got a little ahead, I don't know. It looks like you might be a little ahead of everything. Maybe it's this time around.
And the caution's already out at this point, so something here. We'll see this. There's the smoke.
Well, it's him. Who was it that had the net code? There's Freeman. There's Panino hitting the wall.
Oh,
it was probably about 2 cars in front of Panino, or in front of Freeman, actually.
So we're gonna have to try and figure out who this was, and was it the 031 possibly? Well, again, we're deciphering.
Was it Jesse Pate?
Let's take a look. We'll go look at Jesse Pate. No.
No, the wreck had already happened before then.
57. It was Sean Powers, and that's why he's number 57, but scored as the 29. So now, Wesley, we can go back and we can get a shot of what happened. And right there, he just spins it out, and everybody's checking up because of this right here, Wesley.
The 51 car, that's what happened. That's Donnie Henry, by the way.
No.
That's the 51 of Donnie Henry's car. Actually, it's not the 57. That's the 51 of Donnie Henry. And he is the car that caused all of this because everybody else got on the binders, and they caused the wreck there with Freeman and Panino.
Oh.
Well, we're 1 corner through this time around.
Cautions, breeding cautions here tonight as the lights are on one more time. Again, like you said, just a quarter of the way done.
Well, you saw them go out. You saw them go out, and then they came right back on again.
It's unfortunate what happens, but, you know, racing is racing. Sometimes you'll have cautions. Sometimes it goes green. Tonight, it looks like we're going to see more of the yellow possibly than the green flag. Hopefully, maybe the second half of this race
Need that
won't
long
be that
green
way.
flag run. Need that long green flag runs for sure. 51 of 200 laps. We're 1 quarter of the way through. This race is on a time limit of an hour and a half, 2 hours and a half, 2.5 hours. Right now, we're coming up on almost an hour of completion. Hogan leads. We'll step away for a moment. This is the Monday Night Cup Series, presented by World of Thunder on your home of sim racing, LSR TV.
They say everything is bigger. These guys down in Texas aren't messing around. This feature race will separate the boys from the men, the girls from the ladies. Can you handle racing 300 laps for $25,000? It's not as easy as you think. We don't stop to tow those too weak. We just push them out of the way. We don't run 20 laps. We run 300 each night. We don't care about what you and your boys have under the hood. Bring all you got. Don't be scared. Call my Cowboy Jack today to get signed up. It all goes down on October 2nd and 3rd in Mesquite, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Kenny Wallace is coming back this year to try again. You don't have excuses. Go to LoneStar600.com now.
right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as the green flag is back out right now. And we're going to let these guys go around this track. Let's let you hear the sights and sounds.
Hope you enjoyed that sound off of kicking the asphalt. Look at those. Roaring here at Charlotte. 56 of 200. Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten hits the Monday Night Cup Series here at Charlotte for the World of Thunder. New pavement series every Monday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central on your home of sim racing. 56 of 200 laps. The pole machine of Boyd Hogan has been the fast man so far. Dylan Parker, who has led most of this race, also, along with Hogan, is in second. Those are pretty much the only two cars that have led here at Charlotte. Mogart sitting in third. Stravato, they had a battle of wits amongst each other at Vegas last week. And Jesse Powers in the number 12 car sits in the top 5. That's how it stands right now, along with Peck, Duggar, Lockridge, Henry, and Michaelson. The top 10 here as we approach lap 60.
Yeah, and you know, just a second ago, 28.76 was the fastest lap of this entire race, and that was placed by Boyd Hogan. Again, just not this lap, the lap before. So we'll keep an eye on him to see. But look at the battles going on here. Western Auto, that is a serious throwback in that 51 machine. Right behind them is one of my drivers. Now one of my favorites, as he commented, but we got cars spinning in the back.
Into the inside pit wall. Smacking the wall hard. That's Peter Gonatis. Peter Gonatis, and the caution will come out. He has destroyed the entire front of that car just by hitting the inside pit lane entrance road. The wall there, if you will. Watch the replay.
What a shame, too, is right there. He gets to the back bumper.
Man, he had some help. He got in at Ted Emmenizer and then just plowed into the tires, or into the if you want to call them the sand trap barrels, if you will. Those are normally filled with sand or speedy dry. And it's not only used for safety at the track, but also used in case there needs to be speedy dry put down, but also for safety to not hit that wall entrance. And you've seen him hit the entrance of the wall to the pit lane right here. Look at this. Wow.
You know, and right now, Wesley, I'm going to be straight honest with everyone out there. It is a darn good thing that this is a simulator. That right there is a very, very scary wreck if it was real life. That is why those are there.
For sure. One of the, I'll never forget the first time ever being the radio announcer for the Polar Bear 150 that used to be for the Frank Kimmel Street Stocks at Rockingham, and me and Alan Dietz and Doc Love were calling the broadcast as we have cars coming to the pit lane, and something like that happened with ARCA former Xfinity racer Brian Silas. Brian Silas came down the front straightaway, got tagged by another car, and he hit those barrels and he hit that wall. It is sent him flipping through the air at the tribal grass, you know, of course, at Rockingham. And that was pretty scary. So yeah.
If I'm not mistaken,
glad it was just virtual.
Yeah, didn't believe Matt Kenseth, didn't he hit those, maybe not this track, but didn't he hit those one time?
Yes, Matt Kenseth has had a wreck like that before. I think it was at, I think it was Dover. I think it might have been Dover. It might have been.
There's one of those, you know, hitting something like that is one of those eventful things, as we're watching something eventful. Our leader still on pit road.
Yes, wow.
And that's going to be interesting to see why he's still down on pit road. Everybody coming out besides him. So we'll keep an eye to see but he's been there for now going on 40 seconds. So something amiss with our leader all of a sudden. And he was not involved in any kind of wreck. So that is very interesting, as we'll just have to keep an eye on him and see what happens. But going on a minute on pit road, that's unfortunate for him.
60 laps completed. We're working lap 61. We're coming up on 1 hour of this race now, about to be officially done. Remember, there is a 2.5 hour time limit. 200 laps or 2.5 hours. If we go past the 2.5 hour time limit, a green-white checker finish will be enforced for the Monday Night Cup Series. And we're joined again by our in-race reporter, Will Duvall, BJ Duvall, in the car number 32 out of West Virginia. Currently, he sits 1 lap down in 21st. Hopefully, you'll take the opportunity to go for the wave around or get the free pass next caution. What's your take of now as we approach lap 60 here at Charlotte in this race?
Wait, you talking to me?
I am.
Oh, well, I'm hoping we get at least one more caution so I can get back on the lead lap. Had an internet connection issue, knocked me out of the race, but no, it's a long race. I figured I'd hop back out and try to get back going again. I know I've got a quick car. I just gotta get back on the lead lap, keep collecting these lucky dogs and get going. But I've got faith in this car. I got faith in my setup guy, Cole Duggar in the 11 right there in front of me. So I'm optimistic.
Right now, sitting 1 lap down for sure. And now, again, there is no wave arounds in this series. If you're 1 lap down, you get the free pass, the lucky dog, if you will, and you go back to the lead lap. And you are the only car 1 lap down. So that gives you the opportunity, with so many cautions as we've had now, Mr. Duvall, to possibly get back on the lead lap pretty quickly.
Yes, it does. I was 4 laps down when I made it back in, and then we've had 3 cautions since, so I'm back up to 1 lap down. So I think I'm going to be all right here.
There you go. We'll check up in you here in a little bit. That's 62 of 200 laps, so that's the driver of the B32 out of West Virginia. That's the driver again out of Huntington, West Virginia, Mr. Duvall. BJ Duvall currently in the 21st position on track, as we are still under the yellow flag. Michaelson now leading the way. The lights are still on the pace car. What's your take of 63 laps of this race so far in Charlotte? I'm ready for that long green flag run, Charles Wooten.
Yeah, definitely, and we've heard already that once they got a few cautions in the prior weeks, then it goes a long green flag run. We'll see if that happens. One thing it has done is kept these guys close together on the track. So we've kept that close quarters battling going on. If you're some of these guys towards the back that are getting chances to tweak on your car because it is an open set, from about 10th back, this is good for you. You can get in, make some changes, try to be faster. If you're up front and you already have a fast car, you're looking at the guys in the back saying, knock it off. I want to go win this race and get that chicken dinner. So there's 2 different mindsets probably going on right now in this race.
62 laps completed now. Still under the caution flag here at Charlotte. And the man out in front now is Nathan Nicholson in car number 889. Donnie Henry, we haven't mentioned much out of him in the 51 machine. He sits in the 2nd position. Cody McKnight to 3rd, followed by Donnie Fier and Jesse Pate, your top 5. So after a cycle of pit stops, we now have some new cars at the front, if you will. The drivers that were at the front, including Stravato, has fell back to 11th. Man, let's see where in the world our buddy, the 96 of Boyd Hogan pole car, is all the way back to 17th on the restart coming up. And the 31, and that is Dylan Parker, is right behind Stravato in front of Stravato in 9th and 10th. So the front car is going to be in the back. It's going to be interesting to see what's the new fresh faces up at the front, what it's going to be like here in a moment, Charles.
It definitely is. We'll keep an eye on Hogan to see how fast he can go to the front. And on a completely unrelated note here, Wesley, just because, you know, I like to bring up random things.
You have a lot of squirrel moments.
Yeah, I just got my tracking information for a package I'm getting, which is coming from where we're at right now, Charlotte, North Carolina, technically Concord, but from Charlotte, North Carolina, and it is coming overnight. And it's funny, it will probably be in the state of Texas by the time we get done broadcasting it nearly 1 o'clock in the morning.
Heck yeah.
So,
like next day delivery, like a 5-hour delivery. Basically.
Yeah, I may still be up when it gets here. We don't know. But regardless, the green flag is back out right about now in that restart zone. And, you know, we've seen some these guys get really good jumps. Michaelson, however, didn't. Henry is right behind him, beating on his back bumper.
Restart with Michaelson on the inside. Here comes Henry. Power into the bottom. I see that car and I think of Darrell Waltrip's days back in the Western Auto car. And he turned it. Whoa, Henry gets into the machine of Michaelson. They all go spin into the apron. Mogart checks up. And caution coming out again with cars fighting for the lead.
Wow, what a wild ride here. We got to get back and see where this all originated from, as we saw it live. And really a system wanting to be a little funny here tonight, as we'll go back, and there is the yellow flag coming out. We'll see this all started further up in this field, is that is not what caused the caution. So again, the system being a little funny here tonight, unless we had multiple incidents going on. Here, we'll check this one. And involved in it right there was the 89.
Look at the man. You see the man that was leading Michaelson upside down. Look at that. Sparks flying in a shower down the straightaway, down the banking here at Charlotte Motor Speedway virtually. And what a tough break. The 12 car also involved. Look at this again.
It's getting absolutely hammered and sliding down. And look at the sparks, Wesley. One thing they did on here is they added those sparks. You know, we haven't had them forever, but we do have them now, and it's absolutely awesome to see all the sparks flying from these cars.
Wow. Several machines tore up here. Certainly was not expecting this.
Definitely was not expecting all of that. And again, a wild ride here. Dylan Parker, though, is gonna get the lead out of all this, and there you see BJ Duvall getting another lap back. So I believe that should put him on the lead lap, and it does.
Dylan Parker now the new leader, and he was one of those drivers that was leading at the front earlier, and now going back to the top spot. Boyd Hogan there in the 96 again, coming back all the way through all those that craziness, if you will, Charles, and now he's back to second. And a moment ago they were like 9th and 10th and like 20th.
Yeah, again, this is one of those races that you never know what's going to happen. Somebody back in 20th can be in first 5 laps later. You know, it's almost, Wesley, working itself out like a Daytona or Talladega race. You're in the back 1 lap, at the front the next lap. That is typical Talladega Daytona racing, where you move front back all night. But again, we're at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We are not at a super speedway tonight.
Barker, Hogan, Duggar, Emmenizer, McKnight, Lockridge, Travato, Peck, Bullock, Gatsky, your top 10 currently here, as we are about under 30 laps away from hitting the halfway marker, or over 30 laps away actually. 33 to be exact to halfway. Hey, don't forget, coming up tonight, 11 Eastern, 10 Central, Back to the whip for the Monday Night Cup Series here tonight, here for World of Thunder. And then from road course action from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in Canada. We'll be live again with the Northwestern iRacing Cup Series. Justin Prince, Greg Rentz, myself will be in the pit lane beginning 11 o'clock, 10 Central here tonight on your home of sim racing. LSR TV. If you'd like to become a part of live sim racing, get broadcasts, whether dirt, pavement, road courses, it doesn't matter. Modifieds, late models, super late models on pavement or dirt. Coming soon, the big block modifieds. Check them all out and get in touch with Charles Wooten and the folks at LSR TV. Affordable pricing, extraordinary broadcasting quality at LSR TV's coverage at www.livesimracing.com.
Yeah, and right now, good time. We do have an opening on Tuesdays. All free on Tuesdays. Of course, we had one we were working on and it didn't work out, but we again are free on Tuesdays, and we may be free on Fridays here soon. As our local track that we film at is switching over to Saturdays now for the summer and starting an hour earlier, which is fine by me, Wesley, because, well, it's about 110 on a summer day here sometimes. So, you know, it definitely, I will take the hour earlier, get done earlier. But we'll see. Fridays may be opening up. We guarantee we have a Tuesday opening right now. So if someone is looking, they can definitely hit us up, like you said, at livesimracing.com, and we'll get them hooked up. We'll get them a good deal and get them on one of the top broadcast channels, of course, here on iRacing.
A very lengthy caution. This has been a caution field opening 100 laps here, which I have to say I'm kind of disappointed. I'm ready for the long green flag run, if you will.
Yeah, as well as I am, and I have a feeling it's coming here soon. You know, I got my fingers crossed, my toes crossed, my eyes crossed. That's about everything you can cross, hoping for that green flag run. And we know one thing, we're at least going to get another lap here green, as they will go racing next time by. Again, at the hour 11 is what we have been racing for. 70 laps to show for that. You know, definitely we should probably be on lap, I would say 100, maybe 10, 20, if we didn't have the cautions. But with these cautions, again, it has kept this field bunched together. Excuse me. And it's kept some people in this race that might not be in it. So it's not all bad for the drivers. But I guarantee you, Wesley, they want to see the green as much as we do.
The field will get set for a restart here with 70 laps being complete this time around. We're working lap 69. And it'll be 30 laps to halfway, 130 laps to go. We are also on almost an hour and a half completed. You know what that means? We have 1 hour. Wait a minute, is that an hour and 32 minutes, or is that an hour and 12? Okay, I'm sorry. An hour and 12 minutes. My apologies, didn't want to freak anybody out. We're coming up on 3 minutes to halfway on the time limit, because it's 2.5 hours. So an hour and almost 18 minutes remain. Ready for the restart here in the box. Back underway here at Charlotte. Coming up 30 laps to the halfway mark. Parker, Hogan, Immenizer all go to turn number 1. Single file, the first 2 cars door to door on back for that. Led by Duggar in that battle, heating up all 4. There's almost a little contact there between Duggar and Immenizer and McKnight. They play nice Travado behind him as they go to 3.
And those two almost going together about as much as Razor Products and Monster Energy would go together. Gaming and energy drinks. You can't get better than that right there. And they almost get together on the track as well. They keep it off each other. We stay, I won't say clean and green, but we're green either way. And the racing is really starting to heat up. That 511 right now of Gary Peck. He goes off track, gets it loose, but he keeps it green and stays on the track.
Here they come back off the straightaway. Look at them sizing each other up. Stravado back to the inside. Up the speedway. Goes Duggar, and then up the outside lane. The 111. Look at that strong car. There's Mogart.
So many battles going on here. Mogart in there, Duggar.
That's Cody McKnight. Yep.
Emmenizer in here, Lockridge. Again, like I said, McKnight. The front really is staying pretty closely bunched together. Of course, keep in mind, out of 32 cars that came here and 30 that started, we only currently have 16 drivers left on the track. You know, we started with a good car count. It has started to fade here with the wrecks coming out, and a lot of that is the fact that they only have one fast repair. You get the one, you're in the race. You get the two, then you're parked for a while.
Look at this side-by-side battle. This is McKnight and Mogart battling for 5th. Behind him, Duggar is there. As they work their way off of turn number 2 to the back straightaway. Coming up on 25 to the halfway mark. 125 laps remaining here in this event. Round 3 for the Monday Night Cup Series here at Charlotte. Go ahead, Charles.
And I think right now we may see that green flag run just for the sole fact that we are seeing cars start to spread out. There's not as many on the track, and you know, just simple math tells us, Wesley, that if you have 30 cars, you're probably gonna have more wrecks than you do with 16. So with less cars on the track, of course, the odds of seeing a caution dramatically decrease.
Yeah, can we say that there's what? How many cars on the racetrack? 16, 17, if that? How many are out?
There
a lot of cars are out.
Yeah, 30 that started, 16 are on track.
Yeah, it looks
15.
like a parking lot inside the garage area for sure.
Yeah, right about now, if this was a real race, there are a lot of happy little kids in the pits with their pit passes that are getting signed sheet metal on tires. Well, maybe pre-COVID. But anyway, I digress on that one. But some good battling is going on at the front still.
Yeah, it's Mogart and McKnight battling. Look at that. And here's another car we haven't mentioned, Brandon Bullock in the number 21 entry. Now, this is a driver, actually, Cody, that I follow on Friday night with the JW Racing Esports Truck Series. He found out about World of Thunder doing this new pavement deal, and so far he has been one of the competitors that has followed it. And watching Bullock zigzag, weasel his way up the racetrack. Look like he's fighting a handling car there as he's got Donnie Henry to his inside. He'll clear him as they go to the back straightaway. But we're keeping an eye on Brandon Bullock as he just cracks the top 10, looking after Duggar now in the turn number 3.
Yeah, and he very well could get by him here as he's trying to get by that 11. Again, one of those Team Outlaw Motorsports. There's several of them in the race. A couple of them, unfortunately, having to retire sooner than they wanted is one of those. Just a couple of spots back in the 32 machine. And I said I'd call him the B32. And as what it says in the car, B32 of BJ Duvall. He is obviously one of the admins running this. We've talked to him several times. You want to talk about an almost Cinderella story. Going from 4 laps down, Wesley, back on the lead lap, maybe not winning the race, so I wouldn't call him Cinderella, but at least he got out of the evil stepmother's house.
And now he has cracking the top 15. He's in 12th, trying to get around Donnie Henry for the 11th position. BJ Duvall. He's also our in-race reporter here tonight from Charlotte. 19 to halfway. Parker still the man leading. Look at this battle now happening between the 51 of Henry. Bullock, also Emmenizer, and the 11 of Duggar. This is between 8th through 12th off the racetrack as they go into turn number 2. And Duggar will now clear Emmenizer on the back straightaway. He'll move now to 8th position.
It's again, unfortunate we've had several cars out of the race, but let's watch this. So there we go, Wesley. Like magic, there's only 16 cars in this race, so why take it full screen, right? Those are your 16 drivers that are currently in this race, as Parker is leading this thing in that 31 machine. But Stravado's right behind him. Stravado's got a good, fast machine. So does Hogan. And we'll have to wait and see, Wesley. Could we see these three really put out a good battle towards the end of this race?
Single file. And you know, as you said, we've got this green flag run now possibly happening. You know, I know we're showing only the top 16, but it started this race with almost 32 cars. Half the field is taking out. They're gone.
Yeah, it's unfortunate again. We'll pop those other drivers up there here shortly. We'll just give you an idea of, you know, this is what's in the race right now. And if we switch it back just like that, and you see that's the rest of the field that is out here. Over half the field is now out of this race and indicated by the out next to it. So it's unfortunate they are, but we got a nice little battle still going on here between Stravado and Hogan, and I'm not set that I think right now one of those top four could possibly be your winner here tonight.
There goes Parker, Stravado, Boyd, Hogan, your top three. No change in those positions. Down the back straightaway, going to turn number 3. And now you see Parker about to get some company by Stravado. Now we're about to have some competition here, possibly for the lead. And Hogan right back in that battle too. Looks to the outside on Stravado. In front of him, Parker for the lead as they go to turn 1.
Yeah, and you see right there that 33 machine, he has just got an ill handling car. He's going to drop to third instead of gaining first. So Stravado in that 33, not liking the way that car is handling. When he gets near other cars, Wesley, he gets really loose and it's hard to control. So he has got to get that sorted out, make some tweaks to his car if he wants to be in contention for the lead.
Watching them as they come off of 1 and 2. New leader, Hogan, back to the front. Here it's Charlotte. He led earlier. Hogan come all the way from almost 20th position before that crazy big wreck we had there. And he has moved to the lead again. Charles, class of the field. I think it's between these 3 cars right here. 12 to halfway.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's one of these top 3. We do have this little battle going on as well between Mogart, McKnight, and Lockridge. These guys, so you really have 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 5, and 6 battling, and those are the 2 main battles going on the track at the moment. So, you know, we say those guys have a good shot at getting it, but what happens, Wesley, if those top 3 get together, collect each other? Then 4, 5, and 6 would be 1, 2, and 3 and have a shot at this race win.
Back to 1 and 2. And this is now Cody McKnight for 4th. Down the back straightaway, here comes Mogart. Came so close to winning last week at Vegas. Charles just simply ran out of time there with Stravado picking up the victory. 2 different winners on the season, including Brett Rolls, who won Daytona. He currently sits in 15th position. The number 17 entry. Whoa, Stravado off course a little bit. All that momentum he had from Parker and Hogan for the lead. What a break there. Thanks to car, but he lost all that ground there, though, Charles.
And it's what I was talking about a second ago. Stravado has a fast car, but he's just not good in traffic. That car is not handling the way he wants to. Every time he gets next to another car, we see that incident happen where he gets loose and he wiggles it and has to regroup Meanwhile, at the moment here, take a look as you do have Gary Peck off track. No caution will come out for the 511. We stay racing.
8 laps to halfway. Boyd Hogan, the man leading the way. There's this battle again heating up between these cars. Mogart on the outside. There goes that number 10 of Devin Lockridge. And man, I'm telling you, no, I'm sorry. That is Lockridge's car. And man, earlier, what 10 laps into the race, maybe spun it into the grass, going onto the Roval track through the dog leg. Thought he was going to tear that car all to pieces.
Oh, they got Stravato.
Oh my goodness!
Caution is out. And we're seeing the 33.
Stravato. Stravato gets into Brett Rawls, the Daytona winner, and he gets turned into the wall on the dog leg. Wow.
You know, and we'll take one more look at this. Go look from the blimp view.
These are your first 2 winners of the season of the Monday Night Series. The 17, Brett Rawls from Daytona. Stravato, winner last week at Vegas. Contact, and they go spinning in 360 across the start-finish line. And caution out. What a tough break there for Stravato, but gotta wonder how much damage is on his car. And I got a feeling everybody's coming to pit lane here.
Yeah, I definitely think they're coming to pit lane as well. And they do. Everybody coming down. We'll switch over to our pit TV if we can get it to a cooperate. There we go. Cameraman not wanting to do what it's wanting to do. Everybody coming down, the top 12 anyway, are going to come down pit road.
Pit stops just shy of halfway, 5 laps to the halfway mark. And service being done on their machines. Boyd Hogan, last time on pit road, I don't know what the deal was. He stayed on the pit lane for almost a minute or more, and I don't even know if he suffered a penalty or not. And what do you know? It looks like BJ Duvall will become the leader of this race because he did not pit.
He did not, and pit, we'll see if he comes down next time or not. But like I said, did not come down this time, and he will at least lead 1 lap here. It's the car in front of him, of course, going to be a lap car. So we'll see. As again, we do have communication with him. We'll see if he's going to go down pit road, and it looks like he is going to go ahead and take that 32 machine down pit road.
Yeah, he's going to give up the lead. At least for one time, BJ Duvall, you was out in front.
Yeah, I was able to miss my pit stop. Couldn't quite see where it was at. A lot of congestion in the pits. Not really used to pit as I'm a dirt driver, but I get it this time by.
Well, again, at least he'll be scored at least for leading 1 lap of this race here at Charlotte in the 32. We'll let you get back to work. First half of the race, though, BJ, what's your take of what we're going to see for part 2?
I think we're going to have some good racing going through the race for the remainder of the race. So, you know, we cut down on a lot of the field throughout the race, and we had a good green flag start there.
Half the field taken out in the first 100 laps. What's your thoughts of that? Not as a driver, but as like a admin for World of Thunder. What will the discussion be to fix this?
It's stressful, seeing all the yellows and everything, but it's been a pattern week after week. You know, we have a bunch of cautions, and then we get a long green flag stint as we kind of weed out on cars. It's just been kind of a pattern, and so I know it's going to get better, and then we can just move on from there.
All right. Well, we'll let you get back out there, get back to it. I know we're coming up on halfway. Boyd Hogan, the leader once again, but for 1 lap, our in-racer BJ Duvall will now come back out from the pits in 10th. Quick break as we approach halfway, and we're about an hour remaining on time limit for this event. Coming up on the halfway mark, more coverage on your home of sim racing, the Monday Night Cup Series, presented by World of Thunder on LSR TV. Approaching halfway here at Charlotte. Coverage of the Monday Night Cup Series for the World of Thunder on LSR TV. Charles Wooten, Wesley Outland, in-race reporter is BJ Duval, who currently outside the top 10 in the 11th position. We got scattered, smothered, and covered in the first 100 laps. Nearly half the field is gone. We're down to 16 remaining, 2 cars a lap down or more with Michaelson and Rolls. And we're ready for the restart as the field goes back into the Toyota restart zone. The pace car drops back onto the pit lane. We're 2 laps to halfway. Green flag back out, and it is Hogan again on the jump, pulling from the field as he goes into turn 1. Peeking to the inside is Parker. We've seen this several times before in this race.
Yeah, we have indeed. And, you know, I just have to ask while we're watching this battle a little bit here, where in the world did smothered and covered come from? Because the more they wreck, the less the cars are covered in sheet metal.
Yeah, normally when I announce races and there's like a big wreck, I'll say they're scattered, smothered, and covered with a big metal omelet mayhem of destruction. But unfortunately, we can't promote the company, so not going to do it. Let your imagination run wild, as they say.
Yeah, but it must be an NBC. Whoa, and the shot to the shorts there from the 31. Oh, he just got well, I almost say taken out. As he got a shot to the shorts. The 31 goes all the way back of Dylan Parker. He's going to lose like 6 spots after that. Now BJ Duvall coming up behind him. He's got a lot of work to do. And I want to point out, too, just now, Boyd Hogan, 28.68. He just ran the fastest lap of the race. You know, well, we've had quite a few caution ones. But of the green flag laps, he just set the fastest lap.
What a run he has going for him. And by the way, we are now officially in the second half of this race.
Just in time, we're in the second half of the time limit as well. We're catching back up here as we got some good battling going on now between the 31, the 51, and not sure who else that is in there. That is the 21. So we got the battles of the ones, 31, 51, and 21 here at the moment. Those include Parker, Henry, and Bullock in the 21 at the rear of this field. We'll see. Right now it's the Henry and Bullock that are trying to catch Parker. Parker again, not what he wanted to happen going into the second half of this race. He's got his work cut out for him to get back to the front, but he's doing a good job of it right now, Ellis.
Hogan, Lockridge, and there goes Duggar up the racetrack as here comes Parker. Well, when do you make your move? That's the question, Charles. When do you go? I mean, when obviously I think we're settling in for a green flag run.
Oh, you know, so for me, I would do my run. I would go when I had the speed these guys had. But if you're them right now, you know, I would say you're coming up right now on lap 106 to start it anyway. I would say somewhere, anywhere from lap 170 on is when I'm really going to start thinking we're towards the end of this race and start planning with those last 30 laps to go.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think, honestly, we've had so much craziness here in the first half of this race that I think the powers that be have said, hey, guys, listen, you know, we've got less than an hour now remaining because we've gone past an hour and a half of the time limit. And bottom line, they said if we go 2.5 hours in this race, we're going to have a green-white checker to decide it. We're on lap 106 of 200. So it's time to go. Let's knock some laps off, and then let's get down to the final 25 laps and see what we got. And again, when you've only got, like, what, you know, 16 cars on the racetrack, if that, and you've got maybe 14 or 12 that have a shot of actually winning this race, I think we can. Oh, trouble. Front straightaway. Look out.
Oh,
wow.
That is a hard
what a
lick.
hit for Brandon Bullock. Brandon Bullock, 21, into the wall. And we are still green. No caution.
How in the world that did not bring a caution? And there's the reason why. As he's going
Brandon
through that
Bullock.
fake grass, AstroTurf there. We'll see. Again, it all depends on how and when he comes back on this track. And it looks like he is going to coast it down on the bottom. And if he stays below that blue line, Wesley, we're not going to see a caution.
What a tough break for that driver. Brandon Bullock was right there with him. And so was also Nathan Nicholson in that car right there. Bullock able to keep on going. He'll stay in the 8th position. He got collected in it. And again, just a cattywampus now on the car of Nicholson. And it looks like he'll come to the pit lane. He's several laps down, literally the snail's pace down the back straightaway, trying to come to the pits.
Again, just unfortunate. And, you know, what's bad is that's just going to drop more drivers out of this race. And, you know, good news is it didn't bring up the caution for some of the guys up front. Bad news is, if you're someone like him, it didn't bring out the caution for Nicholson. Meanwhile, the battle for second is still on. As you look at Parker in that 31, he fell all the way to about 9th. He has gained his way back up to a 3rd, trying to work over Mogart here in a minute.
90 laps to go coming up here. As there goes the 31. Dylan Parker, he's in 3rd. Mogart down to 2nd. Some smoke up in front of him. Possibly some net code. And Hogan and Mogart are 1 and 2. Parker in 3rd. And I wonder if that's lap trap. Was that Mogart that had net code there for a second?
I believe it may have been. He might have blinked there just for a second. As if you look too, Mogart's got some bad damage to the back of that car. As it looks like someone gave him a punt like a football there. As a lot of damage to the back. And that, Wesley, as you know, whether it's sim or real life, having damage to the back of the car on that splitter back there, or the spoiler, whatever you want to call it, that is going to cause you a lot of speed. As you're not going to be able to suck the car down to the bottom of the track like you want to. And I believe that's what's going to allow Dylan Parker to catch him pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think you're right. As we watch now, Parker trying to run back down Mogart for 2nd position. Boyd Hogan, the leader still. As here, you're seeing him now, running him down in the dog leg. Here on the front straightaway, it's Charlotte.
And just want to quickly apologize there. We had a little bit of a internet issue there. We do apologize. Hopefully the internet stays up. It's having another issue now. We do have some storms rolling in from our hurricanes. So let's hope the internet does hold up here, Wesley, as we still have a whole nother race to go. And basically a whole race here. As we have, again, about 87 laps to go still left in this race.
And I hope you stay safe with that hurricane that's supposedly going to come up through Texas and the mid-south or the deep south and come up through into the Carolinas. And I mean, they're even saying possibly parts of New York are going to get hit by this. And I heard everything from hurricane to high winds to thunderstorms, tornadoes, even chance of snow. Holy cow.
It is definitely crazy.
A snowstorm in July, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is definitely crazy as we're watching this battle. And you know, we always this may be sim racing, Wesley, but we have to keep an eye on the local weather here, where the studio is, where all the gear and equipment is, because if it goes down, then we're out of business. And right now, I would not want to be outside. Thank goodness for sim racing and an air conditioner. It is storming bad outside, but it's still 90 degrees out, Wesley. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's for sure hot. This is coverage of the Monday Night Cup Series, powered by World of Thunder. I'm Wesley Outland. Charles Wooten, our in-race reporter, is currently in 9th. That's BJ Duval. And this is round number 3 from Charlotte. Well, first half of the race was a demolition derby in a squared circle, if you will. Half the field in attrition gone before halfway. And now we set ourselves up for probably about a good 40-lap green flag run, which we felt, Charles, that was going to happen here.
Yeah, we definitely felt that was the issue, and that was what we expected, and that's what the admins told us was going to happen as we talked to race control early on in the night, and it's coming to and like I said, it's not that we didn't expect. Right now, you only have 10 cars on the lead lap, and at the moment, 16 cars that are 17 that are in the race that are not being scored as out, but out of those 17, 3 of them are in the pits.
Well, we're approaching lap 120. As Hogan about to have 80 laps to go here to try to pick this win up here in Charlotte. If he wins, he will be the 3rd different winner on the series. As again, Brett Rolls won at Daytona. Last week it was Stravado, AJ Stravado, already involved in an accident earlier. He is several laps down on the pit lane. So is the driver of Brett Rolls, who currently is 12th on the racetrack, 1 lap down. But the race rolls on. And we are literally to the final 80 laps to decide what's going to happen here at Charlotte.
Definitely is moving on. The question is, who will be in victory lane here tonight? Right now, if we had to pick one, Wesley, I think Hogan's the class of the field. He's kind of separated himself from Parker. However, Parker was involved in that little incident earlier where he got shuffled back about 4 spots, and he has since kind of closed that gap just a little bit. The question is, can he close the gap, in enough time, assuming we don't have any cautions, as it's staying roughly around 4.8 to 4.9 seconds.
Still about 5 seconds back to the leader, Boyd Hogan. So he's definitely got to make up some time for sure. Dylan Parker, Jared Mogart, Knight, Duggar, top 5. 78 laps to go here this round. At Charlotte, the long green flag run. We feared it, but we appreciate it. It's happening now here at Charlotte for this race, and things finally starting to pick away here, if you want to say that.
Yeah, they are starting to take away, and right there I thought maybe Parker had something for Hogan, but here comes Mogart out of nowhere, shot out of a cannon. He gets by Parker. So, who I thought
here
had
he
a
comes,
chance
back on the bottom.
Is, it's almost like they're just doing their best to put on the best show they can for second right now. As Hogan's kind of checked out, these guys just back and forth each lap now.
75 to go, coming up. There goes the battle for second, Parker and Mogart. 10 seconds back for the leader of Hogan is the man McKnight in 4th.
And there
so these top 3 have pulled away from everybody, Charles.
Yeah, there was almost contact there between Mogart and Parker, as these two are relentless. I said with 30 to go, I think they're going with 70 to go, as they are duking it out right now. Maybe with the few car counts here right now, there only being 10 cars on the lead lap, Wesley, could you push it a little bit sooner, knowing that even if you spin out, if you can stay on the lead lap, the furthest you can drop is 10th place right now?
Didn't realize that, but hey, the way things have happened, at least some guys that are gonna, and I will say this. How about this? There's some drivers that are up there that are gonna get the shot to get some good finishes, like Duggar, like McKnight, like Lockridge, Bullock, Duval. In-race reporter is sitting in 8th.
Yeah, he is indeed, and I know he said we are clear to talk to him under green. So, BJ Duval, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, you're running in the 8th place right now, 9th spots So have you made any changes to this car to get it up to where it is?
No, honestly, it's just it seems to like the longer runs. Don't really have any burst speed for restarts, so as we got going more green flag runs, and I've been able to kind of work my way around a little bit. Tires are burnt off right now, but I'm still feeling pretty comfortable.
You had to work to where you're at. I mean, you were 4 laps down. Now you're like in the top 10 and 8th. Do you got a car that you think that could win this race if things go your way?
If I get a good pit stop, I'm probably going to pit. Right around 50 to go, right around that mark. About all the longer I'll be able to run on fuel. For as long as I get a good pit stop and I get in and get out quickly, then I think I'll have a good shot at it.
Oh, you know, you talked there. One last question for you here is you've driven the wheels off this. You know, have you driven the blue off of those rims yet?
Always hating on them blue, man. It's almost like a signature for me. I might have. It's been a pretty rough race. I might have driven the blue clean off of them by now.
Wesley, as we let him go, that was one I was, giving a little crap about earlier, as he rides a white, pink, and black car with shiny blue rims.
Don't pick on him. He's unique.
Well, that's one word for it. Well, you know, we like to give Wesley a little bit of crap, but nevertheless, he is sitting in the 8th position.
Not me crap. You're talking about BJ crap. Well, you do give me that also, but it's off the air.
Yes. All we do to say to Wesley, if we want to give him crap, is we just say RC cars.
RC cars.
There you have it. It's all about racing.
Let's rest our voices and do one more final kick in the asphalt for you as we approach 70 go. 70 here at Charlotte.
All right, we are back a little, letting you feel the cars here. Absolutely loving the camera angles that we have. Still out front, going to be Boyd Hogan. Hogan has been fantastic here tonight. And again, we do apologize for the probably a little bit of buffering internet going on. We are having some really bad storms rolling through here in the studio to the storms that are rolling through from the hurricane. So unfortunately, or tropical storm, whatever it is that's rolling through here, hitting the state of Texas. So we again apologize for any intermittent buffering that is going on. Looks to be holding out here for the moment as Hogan out front. Parker still hanging on to second, and Mogart hanging on very loosely to the third spot. 21 spots gained, followed by Cole Duggar in the number 11 machine, and Cody McKnight in the 111. Well, again, giving you your top 5 there, followed by Lockridge, Bullock, Advisor, we'll just skip. We're going to visit there. Ebenheiser, Duvall, and Henry going to be your top 10 on the lead lap right now. We actually, 9 of those on the lead lap as Donnie Henry falling back a little bit in the 51 machine. He is not on the lead lap. He's is certain points. He's on the tail end of that lead lap right now as he'll try to get it, and BJ Duvall going to go through the grass a little bit as your race leader, going to scrape the wall. That's going to give him just a tad bit of damage.
Oh, Boyd Hogan still the man leading the way, along with Dylan Parker, Mogart, Duggar, McKnight, your top 5. And while we have a long green flag run, let's step away. Thank a couple of sponsors. As this was what we were efforting. We were thinking we would have a long green flag run. We have it. Duggan out in front. Boyd Hogan there. Correction. Boyd Hogan. The field. And you got to wonder, is before we go to commercial break, Charles, green flag pit stops could be coming up as a premium to decide this race.
Yeah, they definitely could be.
Back with more in a moment. This is the Monday Night Cup Series, powered by World of Thunder on LSR TV, your home of sim racing.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Charlotte. Oh, it's settling in for the final 50 laps here. 55 laps to go. And I'll tell you what, Charles, the question is we're almost approaching the 2-hour mark. And here comes green flag pit stops led by 7th place driver Devin Lockridge on the pit lane. He's going to follow a lap down as there's only now 6 cars on the lead lap. When is the leaders coming to the pits?
Leaders should be in probably, I would guess, here in the next 5 laps would be my guess.
I'm thinking the same thing, yeah. And I will say this too, we're also approaching 2 hours complete of this race. Do we complete to lap 200, or do we go on the time limit clock and set up for a green, white, checker shootout?
Well, as Ted Ebenheiser comes out, at this point, I think we're probably closer to completing the race. It's going to be a toss-up to hitting the laps.
Going to be close. If you are just joining us, that first 100 laps was certainly a wreck fest. Almost probably not even the first 100 laps. I would say probably the first 70 laps, if that, or 65 laps, if that. They were cattywampus and filled with attrition and destruction, and it is now a parking lot in the infield virtually here at Charlotte, as now we have only 13, 14, 16 cars on the racetrack, and there's only like 6 cars on the lead lap. Duval was on the lead lap. He just went a lap down as he just came to the pits.
Yeah, BJ Duval down pit road, and again, you may hear some rumbling. We're hoping the old computer stays up here for the remainder of this race and the next race, as again, we will not jeopardize the computer, of course, as we need it to do our job. But some bad storms rolling in, though we do apologize for any buffering there. But Hogan, Parker, Mogart, your top 3, followed by Duggar, McKnight, and Bullard. Your only drivers on the lead lap right now. The only close-ish battle, we'll say, is between Duggar and Mogart right now, and they're still 0.6 seconds away from each other.
Coming up on 50 laps to go here in a minute. As Hogan, there you see the driver of Cody McKnight. Wow, in the wall, Michaelson right in front of McKnight. He'll keep on going. And Nathan Michaelson currently way many laps down. As there is Duggar, Cole Duggar, the 11, sizing up Mogart for third. This battle for third going on. 50 to go here at Charlotte next time around, Charles Wooten.
Yeah, they are definitely closing in on the final laps of this race. And if it's going the way it's going right now, it's definitely going to be Hogan that takes the victory. But again, we've seen self-spins already, you know, so I'm not counting that he is, declared the actual winner.
Hope you're enjoying coverage of the World of Thunder. Double coverage right now. We also have coverage of the Gage Origami Services Dirt Clash Super Street Series on World of Thunder, as well as coverage so far for about 2 hours of this event for the Monday Night Cup Series. This race coming down to the end for sure, as we are down to the final 50 laps now, making 48 to go, 49 to go. Boyd Hogan has not pitted yet, but Cole Duggar has. He'll give up third position. McKnight will move to third. Cole Duggar on the pit lane for service now, Charles.
And Mogart going to come down, and he is off and away. Duggar in. So as of right now, the pit stops really vary here. Hogan's had 4 pit stops, Parker 3, McKnight 5, Bullock 6. So they really are varying. So we know they don't need it to come down. They may need to this time, but some of these stops, you know, obviously if you can get away with 4 stops here, those 3 and 6 stops, or 6 stops and 5 stops, maybe not necessarily needed. Those were earlier. So it makes you wonder if this is because they need fuel or if they really just want them fresh fill goods on there.
4 cars on the lead lap now. Boyd Hogan, the leader, followed by Dylan Parker, Cody McKnight, who just pitted, along with Brandon Bullock in 21. They're your top. And my apologies, it was Cole Duggar that pitted, and he's a lap down. Jared Mogart just pitted. He's a lap down. Here comes Bullock. He is in 4th. He's going to go a lap down, and right before he comes to the pit lane, 3 cars on the lead lap.
Well, this could get real interesting as he's going to pull that number 21 down to pit road, and he's got to make a good stop here. Can't slide it through, and he's going to barely drive it in, so he'll do so and make no mistakes. Look right there. There's your leader. There's second place. Parker is reeling in Boyd Hogan, as that gap was somewhere in the 4 seconds. Now it's down to 0.5.
We have now passed over 2 hours on the time limit. on a 2.5-hour time limit, 2 hours and 30 minutes. If they go over that time limit, they will call for a green-white checker shootout. We're on lap 156 of 200. So you do the math. I think they're going to be probably close to the cutoff time, right around the same time we could approach lap 200. If things continue to stay as they are in this transition period, Charles.
Yeah, we're crossing our fingers that
Hogan's on pit road. Boyd Hogan to the pit lane. He will give up the lead. Dylan Parker will cycle back around to first.
Yeah, we're definitely hoping it does not come to green-white checkered as Hogan makes his stop. But now it's really up to Parker and McKnight to come in. Again, is it monkey see, monkey do? Does one driver come in and the others come in and follow? And that's the case.
Here comes Parker. He's on pit road. The leader is on pit lane. Give the lead now when it cycles back around to the number 10 of Cody McKnight. He's got about 9 seconds to get back to the start-finish line as Boyd Hogan has got back on the racetrack. Cody McKnight, I do not believe, has pitted yet in the number 10.
Oh, definitely. Again, this is all the stuff that we've been waiting for. We knew it was going to
111, my apologies. Yeah, he's in the 111.
It just amplifies and amplifies the more this race goes on. As we're about to be on lap 160, there you see the 51. He's not on the lead lap. Yeah, not on the lead lap, but he said, see ya, I'm going to go by. He has fresher tires, and this could be why the 111 of McKnight is holding off to get as fresh as tires as he can. Maybe he's thinking we're going to see a caution, and if we do, he wants those fresh tires.
Thank you for those that are watching on LSR TV, Facebook, as well as on YouTube and the World of Thunder iRacing League on Facebook. And look at this battle. Here comes now Cody McKnight. As I said, he had not pitted yet. He now comes down to the pit lane. And as we approach 40 laps to go, Jared Mogart is now the leader. Can he get redemption after getting snake bit during Vegas last week? Could he win the race? No, because Mogart had the lead. Now Boyd Hogan goes back around Mogart for the top spot.
And it would be very unfortunate there if Mogart was to come up short again. You know, you can come up short once. To come up short twice is definitely, you know, it doesn't set well with you as a driver. You know, to be like a bridesmaid week after week, you know, it can almost eat at you a little bit. You want to get in the victory lane and, you know, get that victory and just get the monkey off your back.
My buddy out of Wilmar, Minnesota, is currently who we're talking about in the 00. Jared Mogart, they call him Twitchy in the world of esports and even in reality. And in addition to that, you know, Jared Mogart also, I remember back in my days of my first stint of announcing esports, so when it was called back then Sim Racing, as lead announcer for the RSR, Real Sim Racing, Full Throttle Cup Series, with LSR TV of all things, as well as the ETV Live, and with Kenny Slayton and Online Dirt Connection, ODC. I don't even know if it's even around anymore. That's how long we go back. But he always ran dirt, and he always used to talk smack and tell me he'd never do anything pavement. He hates pavement. I think it's funny that he's running pavement now, even if it's virtual. The driver out of Wilmar, Minnesota, Jared Mogart. And here's another thing that people might not know, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, Charles. He is a paraplegic. He is in a wheelchair. You know, he's not able to get around walking mobile like I'll do. He has to go around mobility on a wheelchair, but he is truly a fan of esports, and he's got a kind spirit, and he's such a nice kid, a nice guy, if you will. I mean to call him a kid because he's a man. And, you know, I was rooting for him at Vegas last week to win it, but Stravato got back around it. But he's on third place right now, as there we see number 10, Cody McKnight, along with Devin Lockridge. There's Devin Lockridge. He's the one that gave us a scare earlier when he spun through the grass.
Yeah, he definitely did. He went for a little ride there. You know, I think I'd rather go through that AstroTurf, that fake grass. I know with the real stuff can get you caught up. It seems like a little bit more than the fake stuff, and it definitely is not a fun ride to go through. Looks cool though when all the grass goes flying.
Coming up on 35 to go. Boyd Hogan.
Yeah,
There he
Lockridge
is,
lap
moving
down.
around lap traffic, getting around the 5:11, putting him a lap down again. And that's Gary Peck. That's 14th position. Picking him up, putting him down. And we have 16 cars, 17 cars out of the race.
Yeah, and right now, Wesley, the question isn't is Boyd Hogan going to win? The question is Boyd Hogan going to lap the entire field before this race is over?
Interesting.
It's almost as if Hogan had got the memo that there are some severe storms in the area. Literally, I can hear the thunder outside the studio here, and it doesn't sound pretty, I'll tell you that. But we started this broadcast, and we're gonna do our best to finish it anyway. But the lights are flickering here, so it's a little scary, and I'm scared of the dark. So, but Hogan, he said, okay, the broadcast is in jeopardy. I'm gonna put this in a new gear, and he is just passing people like crazy right now on them fresh tires.
We'll let everybody know that coming up tonight, in less than 36 minutes actually, maybe we'll transition from this race, and we will move into what will be the Northwestern iRace Cup Series, the Northwestern iRacing Cup Series tonight. Road course racing from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. I will quickly transition virtually from Charlotte and make the trip up to Canada for the Friends of the North, along with Justin Prince, Greg Prince, Charles Wooten, and Will Duvall in the Director, Producer, Operations chair on your home of sim racing, LSR TV. That's 11 Eastern, 10 Central. Road course racing tonight.
Yeah, again, it's coming down to the wire here, as there's just not a whole lot going on the track as far as battle-wise. We have 30 laps to go this time by, 20 minutes left on the clock.
That's right.
So it should be good on time. If we get a caution, though, Wesley, by some freak chance, we very well could run out of time in this race.
Well, they're coming up on 30 laps to go now. This is this long green flag run that we've been talking about. I mean, how long have we been on this green flag stretch? Was it about, 80 laps? 85 laps, maybe?
It has been a long green flag run, and that's what it's allowed Hogan to get by all these cars and put cars a lap down. Parker's still trying to run him down. The gap right now, 3.3 seconds. It's just, he just hasn't been able to catch him.
And poor Jared Mogart falls back to third. He was leading, and Hogan's so fast, he ran him down and passed him for the lead.
Yeah, Hogan is just, he has definitely been the driver that has been the class of the field here tonight. Parker was up there as well. You can say my word. You can say my word. He's the pick of the litter. He's the pick of the litter here tonight.
While we approach under 25 laps to go, let's check in on BJ Duvall in the number 32 entry from Huntington, West Virginia. His car still a lap down, but he's in ninth. BJ, wow, coming up on final 25 laps. This is a very lengthy green flag run. Were you expecting this?
Yeah, it's been a long green flag run here. It's been kind of nice. I'm just out here on a Sunday drive now, just heading for the finish.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. There's Charles. You got anything for him? I'm pretty much useless here.
Well, the real question here tonight, as we're watching this little battle go on, is what's going to come first here. We'll get your thoughts on this. What do you think's going to happen? Are we going to lose power in the studio, run out of time, or finish this race? We got three options. Which one do you think's going to happen here tonight?
Well, I sure hope the answer's going to be finish the race. I know we got to be getting close on time. I haven't looked at it for a minute now, but we've got to be cutting it close. And then, I know you got storms, I got storms. I think Wesley said he's got storms. It's going to be a fun one.
Well, you know, there you have it. We all have storms, Leslie. We all have something in common. We can bond over the storms.
True enough. True enough.
The thunder rolls.
Yes.
25 to go here in Charlotte.
Hogan.
A storm is brewing between Hogan and Palmer. You got to wait. You like the way I did that segue? Yeah.
Yes.
Hogan and Parker. Parker is trying to run down Hogan, if you will, closing in as best as he can on that interval.
I mean, he has done it too. It was 3.3, now it's 2.8. So he is closing the gap. Again, I don't know if he has the time or the laps to do it, but he's definitely chipping away at those laps. Or that gap, sorry.
Certainly trying to, as Boyd Hogan, the man out in front of that 96 machine. 23 laps to go. There's a big race coming up in October. It's called the Lone Star 600. It's around Charles Wooten's neck of the woods. It'll be live on Race on Texas, a subsidiary of LSR TV. Final commercial break. We'll talk about that, and we'll take you to the checkered flag of the Charlotte 300 for the Monday Night Cup Series on your home for sim racing. Hogan leads, 25 to go at Charlotte.
They say everything is bigger. These guys down in Texas aren't messing around. This feature race will separate the boys from the men, the girls from the ladies. Can you handle racing 300 laps for $25,000? It's not as easy as you think. We don't stop to tow those too weak. We just push them out of the way. We don't run 20 laps. We run 300 each night. We don't care about what you and your boys have under the hood. Bring all you got. Don't be scared. Call my Cowboy Jack today to get signed up. It all goes down on October 2nd and 3rd in Mesquite, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Kenny Wallace is coming back this year to try again. You don't have excuses. Go to LoneStar600.com now.
Approaching the final 20 laps here at Charlotte. 15 laps to the time limit. Wow, this is going to cut it down to the wire. Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten, BJ Duval, who is currently in ninth. The fourth car, one lap down, but man, he's got a good top 10 run going for him. They're the commentators of coverage of the Monday Night Cup Series, round 3 for the Charlotte 300 from the Charlotte Motor Speedway in Race City, USA, America's home for racing in Concord. Again, we are under this stretch of a long green flag run. We had that money stop. Wow, holy cow. That Duval, he hit the wall. Duval hit the wall. A shower of sparks came from the back of that 32 car.
That he did. Still didn't scrape the blue off those rims, though. But is he going to keep going in ninth place? Again, we got Lockridge coming down in the 10, making a pit stop. Wesley, I didn't see this one coming here with about, what,
wow,
20,
this is interesting.
16 laps to go.
Could they go to the finish?
That's
the question. Can they go to the finish of this race?
I would imagine they could. These guys were last down on pit road lap 156, 157 for your front two, 150 and 151 for Mogart and Duggar. So I would imagine they could go more than 20 laps on fuel. Maybe not, but you know, we went a good 70 laps without them coming down, I thought. So they should be able to make it. So I have a feeling that is not a just scheduled stops. He's been there 32 seconds already.
Let's check in our in-race reporter, BJ Duvall, who has now fell back 2 laps down in 8th. BJ, do you have to come to the pits again before the checker flag?
I should be able to make it. Talking with my other drivers out here. I think there's only 2 of us left in the race, but talking with them, and we should be able to make it, I think.
Interesting call, and Wesley, I don't know what he came down for, but he's off and away in that number 10 machine. He spent 54 seconds on pit road. So again, not sure what the late call was. We won't, obviously don't have a way to talk to him over the radio, but unfortunate is he was doing fairly good up in 5th position. Now he's going to fall all the way to 11th.
And we've seen this happen several other times now. It's the second time we've seen this transition happen to him, and I don't think he's got any type of a penalty or anything.
Oh, what he does have though, Wesley, is some fresh tires. Keep in mind, he is now in 11th place. He's not on the lead lap. He is 4 laps down, but he's coming up on Mogart here, and he'll probably get by him fairly easy as he's going to take to the outside. Those fresh tires are just like magic out here on this track. You know, you get fresh and you just take off.
Final 15 laps to go. Cross the line. Well, gentlemen, I don't know if you heard that or not, but it's starting to thunder here also. And by the way, that's lap 189, not 185. My apologies.
It's okay. Math was never our good suit. We don't have to do math. You know, that's what calculators are for, right? Regardless of that, Dylan Parker.
Well, it's because of the weather and the pixelation. And
well, there you go. You know, it's bad enough when one of us has bad weather and storms going on, making stuff bad. Then you couple that with both people having bad weather. It doesn't make for a good video sometimes. Don't count out our in-race reporter, BJ Duvall virtually. He's got problems too. No. All 3 having it, and I can literally hear it pounding at the windows here in the studio, but we'll see just how long we can hold on. We have 10 laps to go right now before this race is done. 10 laps to go, Wesley, and we have about 10 minutes to go.
It's going to come close. Down to the wire. Look at Hogan. Boyd Hogan, the man out in front. Dylan Parker second. Jared Mogart third. And let's be honest here, gentlemen. He will at least become, whoever wins this race, who's currently on the lead lap from 1st to 5th, we are going to at least see another first-time winner on the Monday Night Cup Series, because Brett Rolls, who won Daytona, is 4 laps down in 10th. And then you've got Stravado out of the race in 16th. He won Vegas last weekend.
That's definitely going to be a new winner. That's a good thing. You like to see new winners each and every week. A repeat winner ain't too bad. You know, you sometimes have that season where every single race you're seeing new faces in victory lane, and then you have those seasons where somebody just cannot be stopped and they are winning every single race that you turn around and watch. And you know, we've seen both here, whether it's real or virtual. We've had both types where, you know, it's every week a winner, a new winner, And then you have those weeks like in the Northwest Cup and Truck Series where it seems like Jeff Stabnell's winning every single week, or Sean Brightsman's winning every week, or even the 55 is winning every week.
6 laps to go this time around. Hey, while we're coming to the finish of this thing, why don't you show the ticker, the new ticker that LSR TV's been working on? As you know, we're coming to the end of this deal. Let's change things up a little bit. There you go. 6 laps to go.
Well, we can't. We gotta hide that real quick. There you go. We have the wrong logo.
What are you hiding it for?
We have the wrong logo in there.
Who cares? It's fine. Just put the thing up there. Oh my goodness. I just like the new ticker. I like it. He does have an OCD. OCD is Charles. He wants to not put it up there if we don't have the logo yet. Stop playing with your RC cars and create some graphic boxes.
Well, that's not the we are working on some new overlays. That is not them though. We are working on some brand new ones that we're going to debut here soon. But we're keeping them under wraps for the most part. We're not getting them out there. So right now we have 5 laps to go as your leader. Hogan comes to the line, and there it is. Now 5 laps to go. Sorry, 4 laps to go right now. And I really think Hogan's got this one about wrapped up.
I think so too.
The real question is, and yeah, we got 4 laps to go. We're going to make it on time. I don't think that's going to be an issue now. But they definitely are cutting it close here. 2 hours and 23 minutes is what the race has been, and 198 laps of the 200 have been completed.
3 laps to go. 7 minutes remaining. Under 7 minutes remaining in the time limit. I'll tell you what, we're pushing it quick though. It's 10:40. We got to transition and prepare for the next broadcast. I don't know. We might just speak just to the winner, or maybe the top 3 and only give them like 1 question, because we have got to do a quick turnaround. Coming up 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 Central. Tentatively, we might delay start because of weather. That has been in discussion because there was severe weather at the headquarters of LSR TV. And honestly, if we don't have that type of equipment, if we lose that type of signal and don't have that type of equipment, then we can't do the job. So we'll definitely follow white flag of the air. 1 more lap to go here. The final time around. Boyd Hogan. Nobody can catch him. The interval is almost 4.3 seconds to the back straightaway. As here he comes. And here's another quick statistic. For the 2nd week in a row, the Paul car has won here at Charlotte, as Stravado did at Las Vegas last weekend. Virtual pyro through the air. Checkered flag. Boyd Hogan, what a performance. Domination in the 96 car.
And you know, we'll save a little time here, Wesley, as you know, there's a 32 car field here. We'll just do this really quickly here for you. We'll pull the results up on the screen. What better way to have the results on the screen with some fireworks behind, right? And we'll go through your top 18 on the screen. Again, now there's only 4 on the lead lap, sorry, 5 on the lead lap. So not a whole lot to discuss there. A lot of cars went a lap down, cars out of the race. But you can see right there, Hogan, Parker, and Mogart. Those are your top 3 here in the race, followed by Duggar and McKnight. Wesley, I think we can both agree that those top 3 were really the class acts of the field here tonight, and they were up front pretty much all night long.
And almost a 130-lap green flag run to the checkered flag after we had such a big field of attrition there. As you see right now, the top 18 posted as Boyd Hogan is celebrating at the start-finish line.
And not a minute too soon, as you see on the clock right there spazzing out. That is because 2 hours 31 minutes time has expired.
Yeah,
it
was literally like 2:28 when the checkered flag fell. Like literally 2 minutes, 2 hours and 28 minutes when the checker fell. So definitely, they were pushing it to the limit on the time for sure. Anyhow, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, it will be a very fast Clan Wars Servers post-race wrap-up. Clan Wars Servers, the official communications partner of LSR TV. We'll talk to Boyd Hogan. I think that's all we're going to do is talk to Boyd Hogan, the winner, and wrap things up as we have a quick transition in T-minus 17 minutes for coverage of the Northwestern iRacing Cup Series from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park right here at 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 Central. Quick commercial break. When we come back, Boyd Hogan will talk to the winner here at Charlotte. He becomes the third different winner of the Monday Night Cup Series, powered by World of Thunder on LSR TV. Welcome back to Charlotte. It's now time for a very fast Clan Wars Servers post-race wrap-up here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Charles Wooten, BJ Duvall, Wesley Outland here with you. And round 3 of the Monday Night Cup Series is in the books. The winner is the 96 of Boyd Hogan. In a row, the pole car has went to victory lane. We're going to talk down to the winner. Boyd, what a strong run, man. That car, just everything went working, clicking perfectly. And you're making now the third winner on this series. How much fun did you have here tonight at Charlotte?
Well, it definitely started off a little bit more hectic than I think most of us would have liked. But all in all, yeah, I'd say the last half of the race was pretty incredible. Great racing at the end of it. And yeah, overall, it was a pretty fun night.
Well, everything worked out perfectly for you. I know you had such a strong run. The first 70 laps, it was a wreck fest, man. I'm telling you, everybody open up it was so many good cars tore up and half the field gone by at least 20 laps to halfway. Was that finally the determining factor? Get rid of and I mean this in no disrespect, the ones lying in the weeds and get to the cream of the crop and battle it out for the win like you guys did?
In a way, yeah, for sure. There were a lot of instances there where maybe you guys just weren't quite ready, or they were set up a little bit more differently than what you need to be for a night race at Charlotte. And obviously, took quite a few guys out of contention. But I think overall, looking at the top 5, I mean, for the most part, that's definitely the top 3 I was kind of expecting coming in. And, the cream definitely rose to the top, like you said.
Well, there's the winner, the 96 there, Boyd Hogan. Again, 3 different winners now on the Monday Night Cup Series. Second place, Dylan Parker, almost 3.5 seconds at the checkered flag behind Hogan. Dylan Parker, what's your thoughts in the 31? Staying out of trouble, you'll finish in the bridesmaid spot tonight.
Well, I came in tonight, and I thought I had a pretty good shot until Boyd joined. I didn't know he was in this league, so, I thought, with the setup I have, it was pretty good. it was really good after about 40 laps into a run. I caught Boyd after that long run, but I think that right front damage definitely helped me out there. I knew I choked it as soon as I went to pit road, and I overshot my stall and stalled the car, so I had to wait for way longer than you usually do. So he came out ahead of me, and it was just kind of Boyd's win from there.
What's your take of the first 70 laps of the event after, so many visits by the Banana Republic flag, which people that might not know, the flag of the Banana Republic is yellow, and you literally had like that 130 lap finish to the checker green flag?
Well, I was not enjoying that at all. Caution after caution. I'm glad that we got that long green flag run in because that was really fun. I knew that there were going to be a lot of guys in the back who, don't usually run oval or asphalt. They run dirt, and I knew they was probably going to be over pushing, not saving tires, running into other people, and then it seems like every week there's a lot of cautions in the second half. It goes green to the end, or green white checkered. So glad that happened.
That's second place. That's the driver, again, of Mr. Dylan Parker. Third place, I think, 3 weeks in a row for sure. We got to grab Jared Mogart. Jared from Wilmar, Minnesota. Another opportunity to be there at the end, just coming up short for third.
Yeah, we had a good car. We were just too loose on the start there, and then by the time our car came to life, by the top 3 were gone. So we'll take third again, back up last second place, and yeah.
Everything seemed really, really strong. What's it going to take? What's your take of the race here tonight at Charlotte? I mean, it was yellow flag field, and then at the end, it was, a green flag run. There was one time you were leading, and literally Boyd Hogan ran you down and passed you. That would have been the move of the race to take it to the checkered flag.
Yeah, I know. It could just let me lead the one lap, but no, the first half of the race is the first half of the race. We can't say them words on air and how I feel about that. But it was good to get green there. The second half there, pretty much. I think we were in the last 100 green, so that was good. But I don't know. We're just grabbing setups and going, and they seem to be a little too loose to start. But they come in, and by the time they come in, the leaders are gone. So we'll keep working on it, and we'll see what we can do next year.
All right, that's Jared Mogart. He'll finish in third. We'll grab our in-race reporter real quickly. BJ Duvall, what's your thoughts of the race here tonight?
It was a lot of fun, a lot of good green flag racing there towards the second half. Thankfully, we were able to get it cleaned up and had a lot of fun out there and a lot of good racing. And congrats to Boyd on the win.
Charles Wooten, we got to wrap this up quickly for a quick transition on LSR. What's your final take of Charlotte tonight?
Long, and a few cautions, but some green flag racing overall. It was good racing here for the first race for us.
And don't forget, next weekend, I believe, the Monday Night Cup Series in round number 4 will be at Rockingham Speedway. The Rock will host the Monday Night Cup Series. Airtime, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, next Monday night. Again, a production of World of Thunder on LSR TV. Transition, if you will. Congratulations to Boyd Hogan. Makes it the 3rd different winner of World of Thunder. Pavement Night Cup Series will be ready in less than 10 minutes time, weather permitting, for tonight's road coursing action on LSR TV. For BJ Duvall, Charles Wooten, I'm Wesley Outland. Thank you for joining us for coverage from Charlotte. Thank you, and we'll be back soon for this next Cup event.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.